Hello, my true tellers. How are you guys doing? Welcome to Unapologetic Real Talk. Yes, indeed. I see my people are in the house. Yes, Mildred Morris. She said, "Hey, chat and Unapologetic Real Talk." My God, like I say, early birds get the worms. Okay, so like I said, I'm looking at it, so you might get some Canvas Beauty in the mail, or if you got Cash App, guys, make sure all my mods have Cash App because, like I said, I like to give honor where honor is due. Okay, Miss Wu, my girl, Miss Wu, she says, "Good afternoon. Unapologetic real talk and chat, can big sister." She says, "Good afternoon, everyone." And my girl, yes, country girl Queena. Yes, guys, shout out to country girl Queena. She was the first one that went ahead and spotted that your girl had made 6K. And like I said, my girl, I got to go ahead and take care of my girl. So you expect something, okay? She says, "Good afternoon, unapologetic real talk and true tellers." My girl, country girl, she said she liked it, the perfume that Stormy had put out, her signature perfume. So, like I said, we got to go ahead and bless my sister, okay? And also, Gwen Davis, she says, "Good afternoon, everyone. How are you guys doing?" And my girl, checking your boo, the one that keeping me informed. And we're gonna go ahead and talk about all this right here because shout out to checking your boo. She had asked me, did I see Chanita Foster, where she was on one of the bloggers, well, not on one of the bloggers, but they had used, some of her content, and wanted me to go ahead and check it out. And lo and behold, I did. So I'm going to go ahead and give you my honest opinion of what I thought about what Shanita Foster went ahead and said. Okay. So again, guys, welcome to Unapologetic Real Talk. Make sure you go ahead and hit that like button, comment, and share those videos for more unapologetic content. And also, I want to go ahead and say, as you can see right here, where I had wrote that I want to express my gratitude to my new members that joined my membership by supporting my growth, and those that wants to see me grow and support me. I want to give honor where honor is due. So I'm gonna go ahead and do something nice to the ones that are supporting my channel, and also wants to go ahead and support me to make sure that I reach my goals. And like I said, I take nothing for granted, okay? Because you scratch my back, I'll scratch your back as well. And my girl misbehaving. Yes, she was the first one that went ahead and joined my membership channel. And also I don't know who this person is, and she was also the second one. Let me see what her name is, and if you are in here, because she's also a member as well. Make sure you identify yourself, and also make sure you have a cash app. So let me see who is this person right here. Um, let me see who it is. So like I said, guys, make sure you go ahead and join in here, because like I said, if you put in the work, I truly believe that, nothing is going unnoticed. So let me see who is this person right quick. Hold on one second. Let me see. Yes. It's just me, Rose Messy. So just me, Rose Messy. If you are in the chat, go ahead and identify yourself, or if you come on and watch the replay, just identify yourself and let me know that it is you. Okay, just me, Rose Messy. Okay, so let me know if that is you. So again, guys, yes, welcome to Unapologetic Real Talk. And I always say Real Talk with your girl, Lady D, which I'm not going to, that's my signature name. So make sure you guys go ahead and hit that like button, comment, and share these videos for more unapologetic content. And I know you guys went ahead over there to Stormy. I know you guys showed up and showed out. Let me go ahead and show a little bit, because less than 3 hours, Stormy went ahead, and I mean, this girl, she broke another record. Less than 3 hours, guys. Come on, guys. That's what I say. Favor is not fair. Favor is not fair. So let me go ahead and show this right quick. Let me make it a little bigger. Let me see if I can make it a little bigger. And then after that, we're going to go ahead into my commentary. So let me see if I can make it a little bigger. And guys, I'm playing lazy today. I don't feel like carrying up. Maybe tomorrow I might carry him up, but I don't feel like carrying up today. Okay, y'all already saw this beautiful face of mine, so it's all good. So, yes. Look like Stormy. This right here, Stormy Canvas Beauty. And my God, I did my Christmas shopping right here with Canvas, Canvas Beauty. So I think my Christmas shopping is done. But right here, as you can see, Stormy, it says, I'm really the number one live seller in the entire United States of America. I mean, the number one seller. And they was trying to sit there and talk about that, was wanting to put somebody else in it. But Stormy just said right here, I'm really the number one live seller in the entire United States of America. Each one teach one, absolutely. And I cannot wait to see and train the next generation of live sellers. That the only reason why I don't at this point, TikTok really changed my life. Yes, indeed. And I just hope, because like I said, when you helping one, just like you say, teach one, reach one. When you helping one, and they are helping you, make sure, you help somebody else in line. And I wants to see every last one of them prosper. I really wants to see Destiny. Destiny was over there yesterday. She showed, and I really enjoyed seeing Destiny, show Destiny, all the stuff that she's doing, because we already know when it comes to Destiny had got a raw deal, because you remember the scene when Destiny had her grand opening. how Melody went in and threw that black cloud, over her grand opening. She could have just stayed home from that. And after that, it looked like everything had went downhill. You remember when Destiny had a grand opening and Melody was not invited and came in and made that big old scene, even once she sat there and threw a ranch in Destiny's business. She went outside and she tried to go ahead and tear down Miss Wanda's business. And I just hope that Stormy go ahead and give Destiny and Keisha, also Miss Wanda, give them a chance to come on TikTok and sell, whatever they have. I wants to see that. I most definitely wants to see that. Because we showed up and we showed out because we wants to see Stormy prosper. We wants to see each and every one prosper that's putting in the work. And I would like to see, especially when it comes to Tisha, her daughters, their hair are beautiful, long and healthy. I would love to see their products. I want to see their products, grow because, that's leaving generations, legacies to the generation. So I want to go ahead and see that's done. So, like I said, shout out to Stormy. As you can see right here, she's very, very excited. And we just we was excited just to see her make those numbers. Also right here it says I am oh no, $1 million in sale in 3 hours. Insane. Stormy at Canvas Beauty does it yet again. I'm beyond blessed by the endless opportunities that have come my way. It is truly inspiring to see a black woman breaking records time and time again on such a major platform like TikTok. I'm so grateful for the impact my influence has had in the fragrance world. And I love you all for always valuing my words. Love, God continue to use me as a vessel, pouring blessings into my life over and over again. Thank you, Stormy at Canvas Beauty, for being a part of this incredible journey. And also, someone says, for capture it all. Thank you. You forever a gem. And another person say, Big Don, not the little one, stunt your stuff. Yes, you all, that's my favorite little yeah, so that's awesome. I wanted to go ahead and made sure that we do that. But we also, like I said, I want to see every last one of them prosper, especially when they putting in the work and not on, their platform and stirring up mess. And I'm so glad that Stormy, she didn't give in to all that drama because we already know they was trying to get her attention. But Stormy was too blessed to be stressed, where every time when she's coming on live to do something big, they always try to go ahead and put and sling dirt on her. But the more dirt that they try to sling on her, what she's doing, honey, as you can see, she is building mountains. Okay. Yes, indeed. So shout out to Stormy. So guys, let's go ahead and get into all this right here. As you can see, shout out to my girl checking your boo, where she had asked me to go ahead and give my opinion, of what I thought when it came to Chanita Foster. At first, I was very skeptical because stuff that Chanita did when she was on Love and Marriage in Huntsville when they went to St. Thomas. And to me, how she went ahead and she picked out, Letitia. So, I right there, I was pretty much done with her. But I'm not going to sit here and tell you no lie. I'm glad that I didn't give up on watching it because at first, I was like, wow, okay. But at the end, she couldn't go wrong when she went ahead and she put the Holy Spirit in there, because one thing that we know, the Holy Spirit does not lie. And a lot of people that was under the comments, they was upset. And the reason why they was upset because they wants to keep this fire going. They wants to see division. But one thing, the Most High God is not the altar of confusion, but of love, peace, and of a sound mind. And one thing that I know is that everybody deserves God's amazing grace. Okay. I don't care who you are. And one thing that I can say, that we have to learn to forgive. And that's the problem. That's why we continue, in the same place, what I call the place of Lodabar, because we don't know how to forgive. We don't know how to let go. We keep trying to keep this trauma bonding train wagon, keep it going. And you are absolutely right. One thing about the Holy Spirit will convict you. It will convict you because the Holy Spirit does not lie. Okay, you don't lie on the Holy Spirit. Okay, and when she sealed it with that deal right there, I knew that she meant it from her heart. Okay, and also you absolutely right. God's amazing grace. So if anybody want to come up, guys, you are welcome to come up. I can go ahead and leave the link. If I don't know you, trust me, you have to carry them up, okay? Because a lot of people, they have a lot to say in the comments. I'm talking about the ones that wants to keep the drama going. They have a lot to say. I don't mind you coming on, but I have to know who you are. You have to at least in the back carry them up, okay? But as you can see right here, I have 47 that's in the house, only 20 likes. Come on, guys, hit that like button, comment, and share these videos for more unapologetic content. Because, like I said in here, we are grown folks. We ain't got time to sit there and rock no babies. We're going to tell it like it is. Okay. It is what it is. So, right here, the copyright disclaimer is under Section 107 of the Copyright Act. 1976 allowances made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Okay, and also shout out to my girl. Yes, I was on her platform this morning. My girl Butterfly, and I love me some Butterfly because one thing about Butterfly, she stand on her truth. She's not the type of person that when she get around certain people she starts switching up. She said what she said and she mean what she mean, and that's the type of person I like dealing with. I do not like dealing with fair weather people. People that only going to say what the crowd, what the massive, or if someone sat there and slip them a few dollars, then they're gonna go ahead and flip a script. I don't like that. Like I say, yes, I want clicks. Yes, I want likes. Yes, I want people to subscribe, but I'm still gonna stand on my truth, and that's real talk. Okay. So with all that being said, guys, as you can see here by the title, it says Chanita heartfelt prayer may have stirred up the Melometers waters, which they were upset. They were upset. And the reason why they are upset because they want to keep this going. Who are these people? Who are these people? Because we already know when it comes to Melody, she always throw out God this, God that, but if God is all this and some, why you cannot let go and let God? That's the part that I don't understand. And you guys might say, well, the way that y'all ride hard for Martell, and that's exactly how they are riding hard for Melody. No, it's two different. It's two different things. Because one thing, when it comes to the ones that's riding hard for Martell, they standing on their truth. They calling it what it is, and they know exactly how to forgive. With the Melometers, they don't know how to forgive. They don't know how to let go. So that's the difference. You don't see Martell's fans, which I'm not a fan to Martell. It may sound like it is, but I stand on my truth. I call it what it is. But you don't see people that is riding hard for Martell. You don't see these people going out there and stalking and harassing and bullying and threatening and doxing. You don't see none of that. But when it comes to Melody's fans, these people, they go above and beyond to make people life a living hell. If people does not go, the way that they want them to go. Look what they doing, Chanita. Look what they doing, Chanita. So I guess now, they most likely probably sit there and say, oh, because one of them did say in the comments, oh, we got to make sure that we keep our eyes on her now. They say now that Chanita is talking too much, we giving her the side eye. It's not that she's talking too much. It's just that people see what's really going on. If you say that you are a believer, then you're going to be able to stifle what is right and what is wrong. You're going to know exactly how to separate the sheep from the goats. No way in the world that you can continue going on and listening to how people sitting there don't wants to give Martell no grace at all. No grace at all. And 9 out of 10, they don't even know these people personal. When it comes to Chanita, most likely Chanita know every last one of them because she's inside of that. But the ones that's doing all the talking, the ones that's keeping up all the drama, they looking from the outside in. Why they keep stirring this mess, I don't know. But I went ahead and I took some notes, because, when it comes to Chanita, like I said, Chanita had left a bad taste in my mouth. But anytime when someone tried to sit there and tell people, what you are doing, I don't care if you my friend or not, it's not right. I can work with that. I can work with that. I can work with people, just because, I'm your friend. I supposed to sit there and be a yes person. I supposed to sit there and see you hitting a brick wall. That's not a friend. A friend is not going to let their friend hit a brick wall without telling them, because that's going to be like the blind leading the blind. So when the blind lead the blind, what's going to happen? They all going to end up in a ditch. But someone that can see this big train wreck, they're going to sit there and they're going to call it out. So that's why they are upset with Chanita, because they wanted Chanita to continue sitting there and riding on this trauma bonding train wreck. And they say, oh, why did she come out and say this about Martell? Now Martell going to feel like, that whatever yoke was upon him, that he can get some rest. They don't want to see Martell get no rest. They don't want to see Martell get no rest at all with this. But what person that that's going to leak information, and I'm not saying Melody did it, because but somebody had to do it. Ain't no way in the world that information would have gotten to the bloggers that fast. But what person that is going to leak all this information to bloggers and still want peace, still asking for peace, still the victim? What happened to let go and let God? And that's why I'm so glad when it comes to Martell didn't put his business out there on social media. He took it to the court. He let the judge went ahead and decided, which, I get so sick when we got to have the white man all in our business. But some of our people, we grown people, but we still act like children. We act like children. Sometimes the children act more mature than these grown folks, okay? But to me, that should be a violation, because you do not leak minors' information to bloggers. Who does that? Who will show people documents that my child went and told their dad that I was with another man, or we were driving the cars knowing that we are children, we minors, 11 and 12 years old. They don't have no business operating a vehicle, not on a highway. But like I said, some of these children right now is more mature than they daggone petty tail parents, okay? So also, like I said, they was upset with Chanita. And, and the thing about it is, as Chanita was talking, a phone rung. And I have a spirit of discernment, okay? The phone rung, and Chanita had came out, and I'm not gonna play none of the clips, okay? Because I went ahead and I had deleted Chanita's Instagram, okay? But when she was talking, the phone rung, and I say, right there, that's the red foam. The red foam is about to chew up, So she sat there and say, in other words, it's not a word verbatim, but she said, they know I'm live, so why are they calling me? So right there, she went into a prayer mode, because most likely she knew who it was that called her. And she started praying. And the minute when she called on the Holy Spirit, right there, that was sealed. That was done. That was done. But on that phone call, they were upset. And she even said it in so many words. Oh, I guess, I must be saying something that they disagree with. Well, what was she was saying? The only thing that I had got out of that message when Chanita was on her live is that she's not going to accept how people sitting there tearing down this black man. She's not going to accept how they are going against Martell and this man, that's his children you guys are talking about. Learn to co-parent. That's not what I got out of it. Now, what's wrong with telling two grown people to learn to co-parent for the best interest of their children? Who would get upset with that? Who would get upset with that? And like she said there and say, she's going to call it like it is. She's not going to go along with this BS. And I don't blame her. I don't blame her at all because it doesn't make no sense. It doesn't make no sense, okay? Hold on one second. I'm reading some of the comments. But it doesn't make no sense at all for them to sit there and keep stirring up this drama. Make it make sense. I see Checking Your Boo says that they are lying like she was praying for Martell only. No, she was not. She was praying that they can sit there and be cordial. They can be co-parenting for the best of their children. And the only reason why they would think like that is because they want to continue with this drama bonding train wagon. Like I say, these people are demonic. These people are demons. And the only reason why they're doing that, because it got to be something under the table that they are getting from this. And that's why I think that when it comes to Melody, and this is just my opinion, I think the reason why Melody went ahead and got security, not because of Martell, because, she see Martell every 2 weeks, So it can't be Martell. She's in fear of her life or her children. So the only reason, that Melody, this is how I feel, that she got security because she got these overzealous fans. And she really don't know how to sit there and break loose from these people. And she got to keep this facade going on in order for these people to continue supporting her. If not, they're going to turn on her. They're going to turn on her. Because I don't think that she got security just for Martell. I don't think so. Because she was dragging this and beating this dead horse until she couldn't beat it no more. She's not afraid of Martell. She's afraid of you guys. But she made this big monster and she don't know exactly how to go ahead and turn it off. That's why I said, you got to be careful how you dip and dab in the devil's playground, because much is given, much is required. And one thing that we know when it comes to these demons out here, these demons does not play fair, okay? And they're not about peace, because if they was all about peace, then they would have came in agreement with Chanita and say, okay, we've been beating this dead horse for 7 or 8 years. Now it's time for these people to come with a solution. But nobody, especially when it comes to the Melometers, they don't think like that. And I'm not saying all Melometers. I'm talking about the overzealous ones, okay? A high temper said, why didn't Martell Holt and Child Protective Service underage driver? And that's what I'm saying, because that is against the law. That is against the law to sit there and have children to drive a vehicle on a highway, 11 to 12 years old. You are endangering those kids' life. And what I would do if I was Martell, I would also I would push that issue. I would definitely push that issue, because those kids, they could have got hurt real bad or unalived themselves, or someone else that was on the highway. Nowhere in the world that 11 or 12 years old child should have been behind that wheel. And that person could never, ever be around my kids, because, if you got my kids behind a wheel, you don't have my kids' best interest. That's exactly how I look at it. Okay. So that right there, those kids are protected, because first of all, that was a minor. They had operating a vehicle on the highway. and I will sit there and have this man completely away from my kids, and that's real talk. And whoever sit there and think different, then you got a problem. It's not nothing to do with being jealous. Oh, Mel, they don't want to see Mel with a person. We want to see Mel move on. We want to see Mel sit there and get on with her life because Martell did. Martell is not like we say down here in the South. Martell is not stutting about no melody. Martell does not want any melody. He want what's best for his kids. He want to make sure that his kids are protected. What parent that wants to see their kids going somewhere and their safety is in jeopardy? What parent that that got to be a very bad parent? So it's not that he wants Melody, because I truly believe that Martell went ahead and he moved on. If he wanted Melody, he would. Martell is not stalking or harassing. And the first thing you guys are saying, oh, yes, he is. No, he's not. Every time when Martell talked to Melody, it got something to do with the children. He want to make sure that they are being co-parented, that they can get along. It's over with. It's done. It's time to move on. The only reason why they kept beating his dead heart is because they wanted to continue making it as a storyline. But when somebody going to draw the line and say enough is enough, okay? It's over with. It's done. Checking your boo say they are lying like she was praying for Martell only. No, she was praying for, yes, she was praying for Maul. Nobody should be upset. Absolutely. And that's why I understand. You got to be a very dark soul person to be upset of someone saying, come on, guys, it's time for it to stop. Let these people be good co-parent, and let's pray that these people can be able to work out for the sake of the kids. That's what a right person would say. But no, they were upset. And then they wants to call Martell out. I'm done with this content creator. I'm done. I am done. I can't believe you want to call Martell out? For what? Just because you feel that Melody sat there and slipped you a few dollars or whatever? What's the purpose of gaining the entire world and losing your daggone soul? Like I say, these people, some of them can't be trusted. When it comes to the love of money is the root of all evil. Money will make some of these fools lose their daggone mind. And they're wondering why they are out there robbing Peter to pay Paul. Because they have sold out. Make it make sense. They have sold out. And now all of a sudden, they wants to be upset with Chanita. All the while, they were saying, Hosanna, Hosanna. Oh, they was raising her up. But soon in a minute, they say a slightest thing, a slightest disagreement, see a little light to the tunnel and talk about that, then, oh, they're the ops. Oh, they're against Melody. No. Sometimes people see things that you don't see. You refuse to see it because you are so blinded. You are so blinded by this false light. Like I said, sometimes the devil will come appearing as an angel of light. And that's how he's able to trick so many people, because we are spiritually blinded. But just because she saw a little light at the tunnel and sat there and say, come on, guys, let's do it for the sake of the kids. Oh, no, we got to start watching her. Oh, no, I can't believe she said this, ringing her phone. Oh, you got to stop. What person would tell you to stop just because you wants to see peace? You wants to see this stuff stop. What person would do that? I wouldn't even want that type of person in my presence, because I know they knew that Chanita was on live. And it's not that she was talking anything that was bad. She was talking about peace. The same peace that Melody comes on and say that she's seeking. So if you saying that you asking for peace and people trying to sit there and say, okay, I see a solution to this. I know how to put this fire out. But soon in a minute, she goes live and saying that, she's not going to, entertain this anymore. You want to ring her phone. That hella phone. Who was at the end of that phone? Whoever was at the end of that phone, I feel pity for that person because you know that this girl, what she was saying, it was absolutely right because it's time for this right here to end, guys. They've been beating it for too long. It's time for solution. It's time for these people to sit there and move on. If Melody got someone, move on. But don't put your kids in danger because I know, how things work and how trouble is easy to get in but hard to come out. Accident happens very fast. But to me, to have the kids seeing certain things that they shouldn't see coming downstairs while you on a sofa with your employee, it's like you asking for a reaction, knowing that these kids most likely gonna go back and tell their dad. My God, tell me, is this the act of God or the act of a devil? Because no way in the world people would put their children in harm's way unless you're trying to get a reaction. And you wondering why Martell always say that everybody that befriend Melody, they ends up leaving. Now, they upset with Chanita. What did Chanita do? What did Chanita do? Because I truly believe that the same stuff that Chanita said on social media, she went ahead and she told it to Melody face, but Melody can't hear. And the only reason why Melody most likely can't hear, and this is my opinion, because she too knee deep into this mess. She wants to keep it going. She don't wants to stop. And that's what I call a narcissist. This has nothing to do with a Scorpio. Nothing to do with a Scorpio. This is a person that loves stirring up drama. But I promise you, it's not going to last. It's just a temporary fix. And it's going to be more people that's going to go ahead and wake up because this is not right. This girl is telling you, come on, guys, pump your brakes. It's time for a solution. Think about the children. Think about the children. And you got to be a cold-hearted person to sit there and say, no, what Melody is doing is right. Leaking information. And I'm not saying she's doing it, but how else did this information got out? And all this right here is alleged. This is my opinion. How did all this information get out so fast? About your children. About your children. That says a lot. That says a lot about what's going on inside with the relationship that you got with your children. But it's sad when the children is more mature than the parents. And I'm not going to say the parents. I'm saying Melody. And you guys can get upset all you want. Oh, it's two of them. It's both of them. No, it's not. It's not. Yes, Martell did some dumb things, but he only did it because of a reaction, because they knew exactly how to get him off. They know how to set him off. But now, whoever is his therapist, don't give into that bait. That's why I'm so glad Stormy didn't give into that bait. They was trying to sit there and call Stormy out, but Stormy didn't get into that stuff. Stormy said, I'm too blessed to be stressed. I'm flying too high to sit there and pick with the chickens. And see, Martell used to always feed into it because what the devil does, the devil is only going to use who you love the most. If you love money, he gonna use money against you. If you love your children, he gonna use your children against you. So okay, we know exactly how to get a reaction when it comes to Martell. Start messing with the children. Start showing the children stuff that they ain't got no business showing. Put the children behind a operating vehicle and put them on the highway. Oh, we're gonna get Martell. He ain't got sense to sit there and go to the courthouse. He gonna take it to social media like he been a doing. But now that the script is flipping now, he's taking it to the courthouse and taking it to social media. Now where they are now, you don't hear not one thing. Crickets, crickets, crickets. That's sad. Checking your boo says they are painting Martell as the villain. They trying, but we already see who is the villain. We already see who's the villain. Martell is the victim. Martell is the villain, and they trying to cancel him while they say he is too emotional. That's like whipping a child and telling the child not to cry. Absolutely, that's what I'm saying. You just put it, put the cherry on top of the whatever. But that's what I'm saying. They wanted a reaction from Martell because Martell always handled it through social media. But this time he's letting the court sit there and handle it. Because what they did that was wrong. They always was trying to sit there and get to Martell because they know that he's very emotional. They knew exactly what buttons to push. That's why I sat there and say when it came to holding those receipts, they was holding the receipts, in case, for such a time like this. Oh, we're gonna get him, but we're gonna get him in my timing. Holding a receipt for 2 years. But soon in a minute, they can't think of no storylines. Oh, let's go ahead and pull this out right there. They just wanted a reaction. They would have continued beating Martell till Kingdom Come until Martell said, no, hell with that. You either tell my story or you just go ahead and fire me. So his story is a part of what's going on right now in his personal life. You guys can't get Martell on this reality show and throw him with other women when that's not his reality. That's what they wanted to do with Martell because they know Martell was the gift that's keep giving until Martell said, no, enough is enough. They playing me crazy. It's not worth it at all. So when he sat there and he said, tell my reality, and his story was with Arionne Curry. And I hope you guys stop calling her coleslaw. Stop calling her coleslaw because, like I said, it takes two to tear down the house. This girl did not sit there and tore down this house without they wanted to be torn. I think it was torn way before she even came in the picture. Because one person cannot tear down the house. So miss me with this coleslaw. And the thing about it, they said there and said, well, we don't want to see her. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. And how I know is because the minute when this girl comes on IG, I mean, less than 5 seconds, her clips is on their channel. I sat there and watched where they say that Arionne and Destiny must have been together somewhere because they spotted, it looked like it was Arionne. They couldn't see it, but they played it about 5 or 6 times. Just kept sitting there, replay. I say, my God, these people are obsessed. They are obsessed over Arionne Curry. They kept playing it back. If you're not interested in someone, why are you watching? That's exactly how I say when you on my channel. I'm not going to go to someone's channel and knowing that I don't like that person and I don't like their content. That's why I don't jump from channel to channel. If I jump on your channel, it's because I like you. If I go in and comment, it's because I like you. But I'm not going to be somewhere or talk about a person if I don't like them. Now, I call them out, yes. But you cannot say that you don't want Arionne on that show, but the minute when Arionne comes on her IG, you're making 101 videos, picking it apart. Whether it's good news or bad news, it makes no difference. She still got your attention, and that's real talk. So, like I said, if anybody needs security, it should be Arionne and Martell because you guys start these people to kingdom come. Start them when they go to the zoo, the pool, the hospitals, wherever Arionne at. You guys are starting. So she is the main character. She is the main character, and you guys might not like it because, like I say, in here is real talk, unapologetic and non-biased. I'm not going to sugarcoat with you guys. If you ask me to analyze, to give you my opinion, I'm gonna tell it like it is. I'm gonna tell it like it is. But everything that Melody put her hands on, it backfired on her. Just like this right here, it backfired on her. Because instead of I'm sitting there pushing the issue, I would say, who is leaking this information? Only ones that was in court, that was Martell and myself. Now you guys sitting there talking about my children. How the heck you guys knew about that? That's what I would do as a mother. I would do my investigation. How did the bloggers get that information? Who leaked that type of information, the court documents, to these bloggers? Who leaked that information? That's what I would do as a parent. Everything that Melody puts her hands on, it backfired. I would be so embarrassed to know that my children went and told their dad of what I did. When I said there, when I get my chair, I make sure I shower with all types of gifts. Those kids not worried about those gifts. All these kids are worrying about a parent that's going to take care of them, tuck them in their beds, go to their school events. That's all the kids are looking for. So they can be children as long as they can and don't feel like they have to be grown in a child's body. And you wonder why these children out there are growing up so fast. But it's the sad part about it, and I know you guys don't want to hear it. These people are school teachers. These people are school teachers. And you wondering why the children are going and dropping out of school and going to the prison pipelines. Because look today who we got teaching our kids. What person that you know is going to have your kids skipping school so they can be around you so you can further your dreams? Hell with their education. Because as a teacher, you are, and I'm just talking, like I say, they put their information out there, so don't get mad with the messenger. But if you are a teacher and you taking your kids out of school, no way that these kids should be dropping academically. No way. Their grades should be in jeopardy. No way. If you are a school teacher, unless it's all about myself, because we already know when it comes to Melody, it's me, myself, and I. Me, myself, and I. And this is my opinion. So don't get mad with the messenger. If you can't stand the heat, just say ouch. Or just exit your finger and just get on out. Because I'm not going to take this and paint it the way that you guys want me to paint it. I'm going to call it like it is. And see, that's the problem that you guys don't want to hear. Because you guys so fixated on, oh, she's been cheated on. Well, hell, we all been cheated on. We all been through hell. That's called life. That's called life. So miss me with the BS. She been cheated on. And so you have you. So have you. And the only reason most likely you don't know that you've been cheated on because maybe he's probably be a good cheater. Or you didn't have nobody to put the information out. So Melody is not the only one have been cheated on. And to be honest, according to what Martell had put out, They both cheated on each other, and he think that Melody cheated on him first. But that's over with now. These people been divorced for how long? Almost 5 freaking years, and we still sitting there beating this dead horse. We still wringing this old dirty dish rag, and these people been divorced for 5 years. Let it go. Move on. But you cannot go around and say that Martell is only doing this because he want his ex-wife back. That's a lie. That's a lie. He only doing this because he's protecting his children. He's protecting his children. And I pray to God that the courts would be able to see, which the courts already called it out. And just like I had read the documents, they've been to court for almost 2 times for this same stuff that's going on. 2 times in front of the court. And do you think that the court is going to continue playing with them? Heck no. Just like one of the judges sat there and say, when it comes to Martell, Martell seems like he had the best interest when it comes to those children. And for a judge to say that about people, about Melody, that you guys sit there and say got it all together. Like I say, these people do their own investigation. These people are not sitting behind a computer being biased. No, they're taking it all in consideration. And you don't know what the children are telling their therapists or telling the judge or whoever they got appointed in these kids' life. What's going on? And I hope you guys stop saying Martell need to stop doing this, because Martell, what he's doing now, he's doing it right. And the only reason why you guys are upset with Martell because he's not taking it to social media. He's taking it to the courthouse and letting them to decide. And these people, like I said, they don't have a dog in this fight. So they're not going to be biased. Oh, Melody cheated on. Melody went through hell. We all have been. But we don't stay in our sunken place. We dust our feet and we move on. But the only reason why you upset with Chanita, you only upset with Chanita because Chanita went ahead and she called this BS out. That's the reason why you guys are upset with Chanita. If Chanita would have sat there and went along, Martell was wrong for this. Martell should have never sat there and submit this to the court. Oh, if Chanita would have came on and said that, you guys would have been lifting her up. But the minute when she sat there and said, "Oh no, this is not right. This is not right. I'm not going to sit there and side with people saying F this man. He deserved his children taken away from him." When we know the statistics of the black man is not in the home. And it's not just because of they don't want to be in the home. It's because some of these silly women they got. These unequal yoke women. That's why we have to be careful how we cast our pearls to swans. We got to be careful. I see my girl is in the house misbehaving. Yes, indeed, guys. Shout out to my girl misbehaving. She says, "Hello, Lady D, country girl, queen of Starbucks, love it, and truth tellers in chat." Yes, and got D, guys. Make sure you guys support my girl misbehaving. Yes, misbehaving is fun. So I'm dropping a link in case anybody that wants to come, you guys are welcome. And thank you, misbehaving, for being the first one to support my girl and my membership. Thank you very much. And trust me, I got your back. I got your back because this is how we do. Like I say, you take care of one, we gonna take care of all. Give honor where honor is due. So make sure you go ahead and check out my girl misbehaving. Okay. Also, checking your boo, and thank you also checking your boo. Thank you for keeping me in the game, guys, because I don't be checking for these people. Okay. But she sat there and brought this right here to my attention when it comes to Shanita Foster, because I was just done with her. And the reason why I was done with Shanita, because when she came on this reality show, and the way that she was gunning for Tisha, and it's not because she was gunning for Tisha, it's just that we wanted to figure out how did she came up with all this information. This girl don't know you from a can of paint. You guys didn't break no bread, but all of a sudden you was gunning for her. So that's why I had a problem. I called her out on that mess. But like she said there and said, when it comes to these reality shows, some of these reality shows is not for everybody. Okay. Also, checking your boots said, why raise a child alone when they have a great dad? Absolutely. And that's the part that I don't understand, when it comes to our people. We cry, there's a shortage of black men. They'd be black men don't want to be in the children's life. Well, you got a man right now that wants to be in his children's life. But look at the wife that he got, the ex-wife that he got, making it hard. Because, like I said, people, when it comes to fame, man, fame is addictive. People will sell their soul behind fame. And right here, what we seeing that these people, they even throwing their children in the mix of it just for fame. My God, make it make sense. Make it make sense. But I also blame Martell. Like I say, Martell does not get a pass at all. I blame Martell because Martell had a intuition that he didn't follow. He knew that he should have never put his family on a reality show. God is not going to pass you up and go to somebody else. He's going to warn you first. And when you don't take heed, then he's going to send his messengers. Martell knew that he should have never, in the beginning, put his family on this reality show. And that's just the nature of the beast. Look how she got, and now, she was wanting her children to be on the show. Why would you want your children to be on the show when you know that you got overzealous fans and you know the way that this reality show is going? Why would you want your children on the show? Like I said, these people have sold their soul for almighty dollars. Make it make sense. Checking your boots say you don't put the kids in danger. Absolutely. 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 She said, I'm glad that the kids tell their dad he is their protector. Absolutely. We have to protect the kids. We have to protect the kids at all times because some men, and I'm not saying this man right here because I don't know this man from a can of paint, but some men, they will go after these silly women, especially when women got young kids. Some of these people, like I said, you don't know what's on these people's mind. You thinking that the men want you, but all the while want the children. Because first of all, he should have never been nowhere around those kids. I don't care if he's a bodyguard. If you are employee, stay a distance. You don't have to be under these kids. Stay a distance. And if you can't protect the kids by being under them, then you don't even need that job. You don't need that job. And that's real talk. So let me read some of the comments. Lovely Queen says Martell and Melody has been divorced for years. Why do it matter? Who is she is entertaining? So it's okay that he's still entertaining Arionne and have the kids around her. Martell is jealous and bitter. So let's go ahead and answer Lovely Queen. I think this is the one. This is her first one that she I think it is. This is her first comment. Martell and Melody have been divorced for 4 years. Why do it matter who she is entertaining? So it's okay that he's still entertaining Arionne and having the kids around her. Martell is jealous and bitter. That is a lie. That is a lie. That's why I said there and say these people are watching two different things. And you have the right to your opinion, but that is not true. That is not true. Now, what is true, these people, yes, they have been divorced for 4 years. Melody could go to whoever she wants to go to, but she also have to follow what's in the court orders. If the court orders saying that if any man is around those children, then she have to report it to Martell. She cannot just get any joker and bring them around the kids without telling their father. That is in the court's order. What part that these people don't understand? You got to follow the court order. This is in their custody papers. If any man is around Martell's children, then Martell, he should know exactly who that person is. Because you don't know who, like I say, you don't know these people just because she know them, but still of all. That's court orders. Now, when it comes to Arionne, like I said, Arionne been in these people marriage. Arionne been in that marriage. Arionne knew these kids. Those kids know her. What was told to us, and we're going to say allegedly, that some of the kids was calling Arionne, when you going to come over? Because Arionne most likely was a mother to those kids when the mother should have been the mother. Oh, no, God, I can't believe she said that. Yes, I said that. While she was out there, and I'm going to say allegedly, out there chasing her fame, trying to be the next celebrity, Martell and Arionne was home, sitting there, taking care of their kids. And we already know some of the stuff that we saw for Halloween, last Halloween. They're making gingerbread cakes. They didn't go out there and hire a caterer to make gingerbread cakes. They made it themselves from scratch. So you cannot sit there and say Arionne and put her in with these jokers that Melody is finding out there. That's in two different ball leagues. Because I'm pretty sure that if Melody had a problem with Arionne, then she would have put it in the petition as well. You don't see Melody put it in petition that I want my children to stay away from Arionne. Now, most people that gave me Live in Hell, I would have put that in. So quite obvious, like I said, these people not telling you this whole story. Because if Melody had a problem with Arionne around her kids, I promise you it would have been in the petition. The court would have put that in the document. It would have been there that Arionne cannot go around her kids. But you don't see that. That's not in the decree. So quite obvious, Melody does not have a problem because Melody most likely knew that Arionne was pretty much not a stepmother, but a bonus mother. Because even Martell said, what Martell said? Hold on, guys, my throat getting dry. What did Martell say? Martell said there and say, Arionne is a good parent. Arionne, her kids are straight A students. Arionne is a good mother. She cooks. Let's see if we can find that clip. Let's find that clip. Because like I said there and say, if there was a problem with Arionne around those kids, I promise you, you will be reading that in the court documents. You will be reading that in the court documents. So quite obvious, they don't have a problem with that. Now, the problem is what man that you want around your kids. That say a lot about you. I would be looking at you side eye. And the stuff that, they had put out, and I'm going to say allegedly, that Melody went through when she was a child. So she went through some stuff, when she was a child around men. Why would you want your children to be around that? And all this right here is alleged, okay? But I'm just saying. I wouldn't trust my kids around nobody, especially if they not their dad. And that's real talk, Like I said there and say, these kids, these people on this, something is about these people. I promise you. Something is about these people. Let me see if I can find that clip. Martell said there and say, Arionne is a good parent. Arionne, he say, well, we're going to come up with a cooking show. That's what that's what Martell and Arionne was thinking about. Arionne said, I cooks every day, which I want her to do more. I want her, if you guys leave her alone, go and finish her education, which she did say, I think she's graduated. She's a nurse and stuff, but Melody does not have a problem with Arionne. Melody does not have a problem with Arionne because I promise you, if she did, it would have been in the court documents, okay? And that's real talk. So miss me with the BS. Oh, what's the difference, of Melody with somebody? Well, Melody, you better report because it's in the court decree, okay? You better report whatever man that you got around those kids. And that's real talk. If not, trust me, it's time for Melody to sit there and face them demons. So let me see if I can find it. I'm trying to look for I might can't find it. But I was trying to look for where Martell and Arionne was making gingerbread cakes with the kids. And look for Halloween. Martell putting makeup on the kids, combing their hair and all this other stuff, And look, when Melody wanted to leave and get her peace, her me time, as she called it, she wanted to go out by herself, go into a hotel by herself. What woman that will want to go out there by themselves? I'd take my kids, make sure my kids got peace too. That's just to show you guys that these people are very selfish. These people are very selfish. I can't find it, but you guys know I played it a couple of times, but I can't find it. Yeah, this one right here. Let's play this one right here. Give my voice a break.
Go start that up. Cooking with Ari, because she can cook. She's a great cook. She's got to cook more often.
Martell.
I'm just kidding.
I was about to say I cook every day. Yes.
Oh, yo, how about just go without the filter?
How about not, girl?
You look good with that.
Oh, I didn't know I had someone. I see Sugar Brown is in the house. Sorry about Sugar Brown. How long you been waiting?
Oh, not that long. I was reading through your chats. Can you hear me?
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I just noticed. I sit there and say, oh, I got someone that came in. How are you doing, my girl, Sugar Brown?
I'm good. I'm 2 for 2 today. I was on butterflies earlier this morning. Now I'm here with you,
Yes.
lady.
And you was dropping them gems, girl. But what's your thoughts about all this right here?
I just want to say this. No one's taken up for Martell is making him the victim. I mean, from what I've seen, Martell seems to be a very good father. And those children love their father. You can't take that away. And the thing is, no one wants to be cheated on. No. But you're taking you're taking marriage vows to work things out. If you're not going to work it out, shut up and move on. I mean, that's just like you go to work, you talk to your coworkers, and they're talking about their marriages that, their dissolved marriages. The husband has moved on, has another family, and you're still sitting here racking someone's ears about this man that you claim you don't care about. Heal and move on. That's on my thing with a lot. That's my thing with Mel. If you don't really care about this man and you're strong and move on, stop bringing the BS to the light with this man. Move on. Just shut up about it. It's been 5 years. Move on. You're such a strong woman, and your fan base, your cult, loves to project how strong you are and you're better than everyone. Then let's show that light. Then stop talking about Martell. I'm really over it, hearing about it. But when no one's making him a victim, it's taken up for him. He seems to be a very good father from what it's seen on the show. Those children really do love their father. But again, Mel, move on, please. My goodness, you and your Colts, move on from your trifling Tyrones, your trifling Tyrells, all of them. Move on. And until you can do that, I want you all to shut up.
Absolutely.
Please.
Absolutely. But look, this is what All in Unity said. What's your thoughts about this, Sugar Brown, where she said, yes, these people don't want to see peace between Melody and Martell because drama sells. So why you think, they are keeping up this drama and they upset with Chanita now? Because, do you think that, people got why are they want to see drama? You think these people are getting paid? That's why they keeping it going? Because it got to be something that they're attached to keep this train going. So what you think it is? Why they don't want peace?
You mean her cult following, the
Yes,
vloggers that follow
yes,
her? Yeah, I
yes.
think a lot of them are projecting their own things that's going in their
That's what I say.
household out
Absolutely.
to everyone. A lot of them, they want male. They hate Martell because he cheated, but a lot of them they're not going to tell you. But I think a lot of them are still with the trifling men that are
Hmm.
like Martell. Like I said, I've heard a few of the bloggers say in the past, I have my own Martell, but you're still dealing with them. But you think everyone else is stupid because they're trying to save their marriage. They're just upset because Mel didn't stay in her marriage. If those cameras weren't around, I think Mel would still be with Martell.
I think so too.
I think she would still be with Martell if those cameras weren't around.
Hmm.
And a lot of her followers, she's become their hero, but they're not gonna admit that a lot of them are still dealing with the same mess in their own household.
Hmm. And another question, I was reading, I can't think who had put that comment, how they trying to compare Arionne with the guys that Melody date. That's a big, huge difference. You want to go ahead and elaborate on that?
What do they mean comparing her to the guys
Because
Melody
they
dated?
want to say why it's okay for Martell to be with Ariana around the kids, but Melody cannot be with a man around the kids. That's a big difference when the court is in the orders that if Melody wants to date someone, that she got to get with her husband. If Melody found a problem with Ariana around the kids, don't you think that would have been in the court documents?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And it should have been. So Melly doesn't have a. So it seems Melly doesn't have a problem with her children being around Arionne until it's brought
Thank
to social
you.
media. To someone on social media is bringing it up that it's an issue. So she don't seem to have a problem with that. And I can see it why Martell probably feels that he doesn't want any other men around his children. Well, one, he may be a little envious that she's dating someone else, but then he has daughters. The majority of
Absolutely.
their children together are daughters. I mean, in these days, you can't even trust people around your sons, but he has daughters, and one's a teenager, preteen, a teenager. So I understand his concern with that at this point.
Absolutely. And I have I might play that clip where it was said when Melody, and I'm gonna say allegedly, okay, when Melody was a child that, something had happened to her. And I think they had put it on the show, but they didn't go into details. So I'm not saying that, she had got molested or by, the mom's or boyfriend or whatever, but something had happened, okay? And like I say, these people put their business out. So if you know that something had happened to you as a child, wouldn't you have your guards up when it come to a man around your children if it's not the dad?
Uh, definitely, definitely. And I know what clip you're talking about, Lady D. I think that's the one with the original Straight No Chaser and Arionne. She baited Arionne into bringing that out. And original Straight No Chaser is the one that brought it out, and Arionne just went on ahead and elaborated. And really, I didn't think neither one of them. I think they shouldn't have touched that, but that's just my
Absolutely.
take.
Yeah, absolutely. But still of all, would you, knowing that, just say if it was true, which we're gonna say a legend, but they did put it out, okay? You wouldn't want your child around, no any man. It doesn't make no sense. I just don't see it. Why would she want to go there? Only reason why I think that maybe she went that way because she wanted a reaction from Martell.
And again, I said this on Butterflies live stream earlier. Melanie, and I'm going to say it this way, emotionally, it's just in my opinion, she's moving emotionally like someone that's still hooking up with her ex. Because if she's this almighty strong woman, she wouldn't really care what Martell do. They would actually have a good repository on, when we're supposed to get the children, and they would have a better co-parenting relationship, and she would go on by her business, he'll go on by his. But this each season bringing this crap to the show, and again, Carlos King is missing the gems with the other cast
Absolutely.
on the show for all this drama that plays out on YouTube prior to them filming the season of the show. It's ridiculous. It really is. I want Carlos King and his production to do a little bit better.
Absolutely. Let me answer this right here. Lovely Queen says, you're talking about Mel and don't like her. Make it make sense. I didn't never say I don't like Mel. I don't know these people from a can of paint. I don't pick a side. I pick the truth. I'm only calling out what I see. So like I said, these people are the ones that put their life on public display for the entire world to pick it apart. I like the show. So that's what I watch. I watch the show. It's just the problem is that they don't know how to separate a reality show from these people's personal life. We thought we was moving on from the Mel and the Martell drama, and start just like a Sugar Brown saying, talk about other people. We can't get to know other people because soon in a minute we move on. I had supposed to talk about Tisha and Marcel, what's going on with them. I had to push it back because then Melody, they talking about all the stuff with the court documents, and we want to know how it's leaked. We talking about this. Like I said, it's time for these people to sit there and put a break to all this. Somebody got to leave. And, first of all, when it comes to Martell with this show, Martell pitched this show. He the one had his connections. He opened the door and let his wife went in. He made his wife the CEO of his company. So those friends that's on Love and Marriage in Huntsville, the Core 6, that is Martell's friends. Melody was the one that was grafted into that friendship. So like I said, it's not that I don't like Melody. I don't know this girl. I don't know this girl from a can of paint. I only know what is on social media and what they put out on this reality show. I am only giving my opinion just like everybody else. And that's real talk. You can take over from that, Sugar Brown.
Oh, yeah. And then I think another thing about Mel, yes, it was Martell's friends. She was grafted into those relationships with those friends, but she also want those friends to have the same experience in their marriage that she has, and that's not right.
Absolutely.
But she even came after Kimmy and Maurice marriage one season.
So she's miserable. So, and Lovely Queen sat there and say, not to cut you off, she said, because like I said, you can voice your opinion. I'm just giving you a chance this time, okay? Sometimes, better be glad I'm not in a bad mood today, okay? I'm in a good mood today, okay? Because I would have been sat there and shut this down in a minute. But she also say, lady, you crazy. Arionne ain't no man character. Yes, she is. They just dropped the video, a little small clip. They don't even know if that's Arionne or not with Destiny. Go onto these content creators and see how they replaying it back to back, back to back, back to back, back to back. Tell me if that's not obsessed. Tell me if that's obsessed. If you don't like a person, would you show that much energy to? Huh, Sugar Brown?
Oh no, and that's another thing that just used to blow my mind. Arionne doesn't have a YouTube page. But whenever she goes on live on IG, the Melometers or the vloggers that support Melody would go to her page and snatch her videos and make content, and it was just getting very sick,
obsessive,
very. And they do the same to Miss Wanda. If Miss Wanda goes live, here they come with 15 million videos.
Thank you. And Ms. Wanda got to come out and say, stop using her intellectual property. And when they come, Ms. Wanda come out, they take her words and use it against her. Ms. Wanda's a blogger, so quite obvious she can't blog on some stuff that, just like we are sitting on a computer and blogging about. Make it make sense.
And then they take the words and twist it
Wait,
to make it their narrative.
thank you.
And it's just it's ridiculous. I've watching all these reality shows, and being Bobby Brown was one of my favorite reality shows. Out of watching all these reality shows, I've never seen a fan base like the one for Love and Marriage Huntsville. It's mind boggling. And if it's true that those bozos were actually going to go across the continent to boycott Stormy's event at TikTok, that's just crazy.
Thank you.
I've never heard of anything like that. Again, the fan base for this show is mind-boggling. And again, I think Carlos King likes this type of drama.
I blame him too. Like I said, I don't give Carlos King a pass. So when she go and bite him back, like I said, karma is a bee. So like I said, he deserves some of the stuff because I still don't like the fact when Carlos King went down to little old Huntsville and crowned Melody, and instead of bringing a pin and bust that big old bubble, he should have had the entire course 6, at the at the event. He just had Melody. So right there, he was causing division.
Yeah, well, I'm actually glad that Tisha and Kimmy did not show up at that event because they were only going to get heckled by the people in the audience that showed up. So yeah, I'm glad Destiny definitely didn't show up to that event because she wasn't even on the show, and they continued to harass her. And anyone that's watching this show, realize if you don't think Mel is the issue, people come on and then they her friend, they become her bulldog, and then she turns on them, and her cult turns on them. And see, now Chanita, she's finally getting it. Not that I see it for Chanita because I remember her from Football Wives, but now she's getting with the cult has given everybody else that came on that was Melanie's friend.
Yeah, because they're upset.
Let's see how soon Melanie come out to try and defend Chanita, because it's not gonna happen.
So who you think was on the other phone? Who was on the? They knew she was on live. Who you think was on the other end calling her, trying to interrupt her live? Who? Why would you think they do that? They did that. You think they did that because they wanted her to shut up? They didn't want her to sit there as they would think, in their screwed up, twisted mind, to defend Martell. So that's why they went ahead and called in on her live.
Oh, I didn't see Chanita's live.
Oh, you didn't see it?
No. No. I'm just going off of, when I'm hearing from you guys. Okay. But I'm not shocked at all that they turned on her. It was her turn.
Yeah, because Martell, he called it out. Didn't Martell say everybody that befriend her, they end up leaving, finding out who she is?
He sure did. He told Tiffany and Lewis that. He sure did.
And the thing about it, what she said,
her lapdog, and look what happened. And she does not come out to defend them when this happens. And so no one sees this pattern. She's a friend to no one.
Absolutely. And like Laquita, what's her name? Chanita said. Chanita said there and say, she's not going to defend, people that don't want to see two parent, being co-parent to their kids, and you calling this man out. She said, I'm not going to agree to this right here. It's wrong. So now they upset because she's calling that, that BS out, Yeah.
Well, and again, I don't feel sorry for Chanita because she came on the show pretending like she had never watched the show. We know that's false. That's false. And she came at Tisha because everyone thinks Tisha is an easy target to come at. And I'm really getting tired of people coming at Tisha like that. That's another reason why I started dropping down in a lot of these chats. They feel like she's an easy target. But Chanita came on to come at Tisha. It was planned. She claimed she didn't watch the show. That's a lie. And she knows she came on and came at Tisha because Melanie told her some things, and Melanie likes to get her little jabs in. But those people that don't think that their spouses are doing something or something to that relevant like that, it's been her mission to prove that Marceau is cheating. And at
Absolutely.
this point, who cares?
Thank you.
But she
Thank you.
never misses to get that in each season in her confession shading that they just other people just don't know because they don't know or haven't seen with someone that she wants the women on the cast to go through the same thing that she has gone through in her marriage. Melanie
Absolutely.
needs some deep-seated healing.
Absolutely. And it looked like she just don't want a solution. And the reason why she don't want a solution because she banks off of this, and just like I think Chicken Your Boo has said, if the show wouldn't have been aired, most likely they still most likely would have been going back and forth, in their relationship. But now that, she, on this reality show and she got a fan base, she want to keep the narrative. But this is another question that Chicken Your Boo says. She says, T said he was lied on. He said he didn't say Mel gave him the court documents because many people they thought that this content creator had said that they had got all that he had got all the information from Mel when it came to the court documents. But what makes you think that Mel, the way she comes out and correct everybody, get everybody straight, why she didn't come out and ask her fan base to go and find out who was the one leaked those court documents? Why you don't think that she's coming out trying to investigate where those court documents came from? Because her babies, is pretty much, on that. So why she allowing this to continue?
Melanie likes this attention, and that's my story. I'm sticking to it, and she probably leaked them out herself. That's my story, and I'm
Allegedly,
sticking
yep.
to it.
Hmm.
And she's not gonna ever check her fan base because they'll stop supporting her products. That loud noise she thinks she called music, because it's not singing. Oh my god!
Don't have
And
me to play that now. Don't have me to play that. I get you. If I start playing that, I think I might get misbehaving on here.
her fan base would stop supporting her. I mean, and it's a money grab, whether anyone wants to believe it or not. It's a money grab, a very
Yes.
easy money grab, but it's a money grab for her too,
Yep. Yep. Now
because
me.
she should have been come out and corrected her fan base. I mean, Beyonce did it to the Beehive.
Absolutely.
And I remember when the YouTube, where a lot of the social media started going good back in like in 2009. Bunny DeBarge came out and did it to us with the DeBarge fans.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
know, come out and say what's right and what's right. Don't say such as that. I think she likes this. I
Because
really
it,
do.
it puts money in her pocket, good news, bad news. But she don't know it. It always come and bite her in her butt. Now, right here, I already heard, how you feel about this on this morning when you was on Butterfly's channel. So me and you about to go at it, okay? So we about to get
Oh,
intense, okay? So we're gonna answer this question right here because I already know how you feel, but I just want to go ahead and turn it up a little notch, okay? So
okay.
Temporarily Blue has says, I have always said Ariane Curry should be on the show. We all know who's leaking the court information, but what are your thoughts when it comes to Ariane being on this show, Love and Marriage in Huntsville?
Honestly, I don't have a problem with her being on the show.
Oh, it must was
I mean,
somebody else then had a problem saying,
yeah.
oh yeah, it was someone else. Yes, it sure was. Sorry
I
about that.
mean, technically, she was on the show via voice over the phone, Bluetooth. But I mean, isn't it's on the record? I think which one of those seasons, Carlos King, the production, did reach out to her to be on the show, and she declined. At least that's what it read. The closed caption read across
Mhm.
the screen many seasons ago. But at this point, they've been divorced for 5 years. I mean, and she's part of his life and storyline. Her and their son, and
Mhm.
I mean, what harm is it if he to film with her? No one else has to film with her. What is it the harm for Martell to film with her?
Mm-hmm.
Because they do have a son together. Whether the Melometers like it or not, her son is here. And let me rant for a second. For a lot of you bozos talking about that poor child online, he was a little baby developing, and they're talking about him. It's ridiculous. A bunch of grown folks, and the reason I'm gonna say a bunch of grown, bitter, hateful women talking about a child, because I know a lot of you are my age. You're past your 50s and you're bitter. Go get some effing help. Stop being bitter. You don't talk about a child. And then her daughter, Paris, never been on the show. No one should even really know who she is. But the things that I've heard that you all put this poor child through by calling CPS allegedly,
That's
and
wrong.
then visiting her school, that's ridiculous. That is straight up ridiculous. So again, my little rant is to a lot of you middle-aged women, go get some help, please. Because it's ridiculous how a lot of you are taking the mess on this show out on innocent people. You're doxing them, showing up to their businesses. It makes no sense. This is ridiculous. I never seen a fan base like this. Just too involved. It's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, that was just my rant. I just had to go off on
Girl,
that.
go ahead. I'm not gonna stop you. Shoot, I'm not
My
gonna
heart
stop
goes
you.
out because they don't like no one likes a so-called home wrecker, but Martell knew he was married, so Arionne was just a willing participant in Martell breaking up his own home.
Absolutely.
But my heart just goes out to her children that have nothing to do with this show, and her bitter cult fans, messing in these children's lives like that. It's ridiculous.
And I don't think she want to move on, because if she wanted to move on, she can be the one to stop it. Because just like Martell said, she act like, oh, she don't want to film with me on the show, but we go together to the kids' school and their events. So Melody is only putting on the show, and everybody's starting to see straight through it, and that's why she's keep losing friends. Make it make sense. But is somebody just got to sit there and say, okay, Melody, either you want to stay. If you stay, you just gonna be the villain, or you just go ahead and move on and focus on what you got. What person that Sugar Brown, that's going to be somewhere where they are miserable? If I know that I don't like the people and I already got my house, you think I'm gonna sit and build your house or be in your house all miserable when I can go in my house and have peace?
Exactly. She has her own network. Why isn't she promoting that on the show?
Mm-hmm.
Why isn't she over there creating content for her network and taking her fan base over there? So she must only just be there in namesake. That's just my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And she needs this check. That's just in my opinion, but that's probably true. But Mel is toxic, and I know that you probably have some mellow cooks in the bush, but yeah, I said it. I've said this in the chat. Now I'm speaking it out. She needs some therapy. She needs to go get on somebody's couch.
Mm-hmm.
Let it go. You and Martell have been divorced for about 5 years. Let it go. All this court documents and stuff. Who wants all of their private business out here on social media like that? That's ridiculous.
You're
I'm gonna go on mute
right.
for a minute.
Okay. But she's absolutely right. And that's the thing that I don't understand, why people don't see stuff like that. But let me go ahead and read some more of the comments. Checking Your Boots say kids are looking to be kids protected by their parents. No matter how many lavish trips and perks kids receive, they will still want to be around their dad. Absolutely. I talked about that early. Kids want to be kids. You wondering why, that these kids are growing up so fast. Like they were saying, one of the last ones, very smart, articulate, and speaking well at the age that, the child is. But children, and for me, like I said, I'm in my field when it comes to stuff like this, but sometimes when children are in a toxic family, they tend to grow up too fast, and they takes on those type of traits, like I said, we looking from the outside in, and it's not that, oh, we hating or we jealous of Mel. No, we want to see them all succeed, but we also want to see a solution. We want to see a solution. These people have been sitting there beating this dead horse for almost 7 or 8 years, and it's all about Martell and Melody. Either you guys gonna film together, or you guys might as well sit there and go. And like I said, Melody, if Melody decide that she wants to go ahead and continue staying, well, Melody gonna have to film with the entire core six. Ain't nobody gonna give her a scene where, oh, this day I'm going to film with uh Martell's friends, because all of them is Martell friends. They either was homeboys in Huntsville, or they went to college together, but they are Martell friends. So if Melody wants to bring someone in and she wants to film with them, I don't think that should be either, because you're not going to divide. If the house is divided, what's going to happen? Then how the entire house is going to fall. And when it comes to Martell bringing on Arionne, I see no problem with it. I think that, just like I said, whether you guys don't want to agree, that's your opinion. She is the main character, because from day one, Melody made it all about Arionne. She didn't come out and say Arionne, but she talked about the infidelity that was going on. So, like I said, she put Arionne in the mix of this. You there, Sugar Brown?
Yeah, I was about to agree. She did put her. Remember, Arionne was referred to as that girl.
Absolutely.
That girl, until she went live, talking about the show, then people knew who she was, and then reached out to bloggers, big bloggers like Tasha K and Funky Dineva. But yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I want to know why every time when Martell say something, unless it's favor them. Now, now we know that they might have this scene where Martell and Marcel is going at each other. I promise you, they're going to say, oh, Martell, he's telling the truth, because they don't like Marcel and Tisha, right? But if Martell go against somebody else that they like, oh, all of a sudden, Martell is lying. If you saying Martell is lying, you think Martell is going to go in front of the judge?
Hey, Mildred.
Do you think Martell is going to go in front of the judge and sit there and make those type of accusations that about his kids driving behind a operated vehicle, or saying that another man is touching their mom? Do you think he gonna go in front of the judge and say something like that? I don't think so. I don't think he would lie.
So either. I don't think he would lie about that. I don't think he'll lie about his children. Those children seem to really love their dad,
and that's what they can't stand.
Yeah, those children really seem to love their dad. So,
Look what checking your boo said. Lady D, like I said, being a teacher doesn't have the same merits due to teaching shortage. She must be watching she watching it from the beginning. That's what she's doing. She said, Lady D, like said, being a teacher doesn't have the same merits due to teacher shortage. State departments has to choose from folks that gave emergency licenses, giving them to train quickly. So right there, she's saying some of the teachers today, they are being trained quickly, but I feel that, ain't nowhere in the world I would have those type of teachers teaching my kids and knowing that half of them is unstable themselves. And that's the reason why children is going straight and dropping out of school, going straight into the prison pipeline. You want to go ahead and talk about some of that?
What about, is this related to when Mel and Martell were teaching?
We're just talking in general, how we got these teachers today, teaching the kids. And also Martell got it in the court documents that the kids, are not doing so good, at least two of them in school academic, because when Melody have them, she wants the kids on the road, not, something that's going to educate them, but to have them on the road so she can go and pursue her career
of trying to sing, but she's not helping them with their homework. And see, I was a big when my children, they're grown now, adults were in school. Me and my husband, we were proponents of going to the first PTA meeting of the year. You get to know your child's student and get the syllabus and let the teachers get an eye to eye, face to face with you. You know what they're going to be doing for the whole year. And see, and the teachers will actually pay more attention. I think a lot of teachers see that the parents are not coming to the schools, they're not showing up to the PTA meeting. So the teachers feel if the parents don't care, why should they? And see, another thing about that, and I'm about to jump out here on this. So another thing that I've always said, I get so sick and tired of parents not going to like the PTA meetings at the school. And I'm gonna go here for a lot of women. You won't go and check on your child, what they're doing in class. But as soon as LaQuisha or Benita tell you that Tyrone is over at Annette's house, you'll find a way to jump out the house and make your way over there and some mess gets started. I'm sick of that mess. So I get where Martell is coming from that. But is Martell smart enough to help his kids out with their homework? I'm just saying.
It doesn't matter. He's still a good parent. He's doing what he's supposed to do, being a provider, being home and making sure that the kids have a hot meal and tucking them in their bed, and making sure that, even if he cannot do the homework, he want to make sure that his kids still succeed, So what parent wants to sit there and tell their kids something that's bad? They want the best, just because we may have fell short, but we don't want our children to fall short. So, I might, I ain't gonna tell you a lie. Half of the stuff that when my kids used to bring home homework, shoot, I didn't know the homework, but I get a tutor, so that does not make him a bad parent. But I see right here where Lovely Queen says, but you ain't calling like it's though you painted Mel out to be this bad person and Martell this good man. No, that's the way you wants to perceive it.
Yeah, nobody's painting. No one's doing that. And here's the thing, for people like Lovely Queen, again, no one's making Martell a victim. Those children, like, they really love their father. He seems like to be a good father. And yes, he cheated. Martell is the main one that broke up his marriage. But again, like I've said before, Melanie is this strong woman and she's this queen and she's above it all. Move on. Stop worrying about what this doggone man is doing. It's been 5 years and I'm getting tired of that mess coming to the show.
Absolutely.
And it's the same regurgitated mess over and over again. And again, I'm blaming Carlos too. Carlos, do better. There are other hidden gems with your cast on this show. We're getting tired of the Mel and Martell show, and they're no longer love and marriage. I'm not going to say that they're no longer in love, but they're not married.
Lovely Queen says, girl, I got time today. You heard me, even though we're gonna be on here I'm gonna try to do 15 minutes since we almost 2 hours. But Lovely Queen says, take your own advice. You let it go and stop talking about it just because you don't like Mel. You can't tell me what not to talk about. What nerve? If you don't like what I talk about on here, then you find a channel that's gonna accommodate you. Ain't nobody asking you, Lovely Queen, to come in here. I'm going to stand on my truth. I'm going to call it like it is. Long as Melody out there doing the most, you don't see Tisha and Marcel and Kimmy and all the rest of them coming on and putting their personal business on there. You don't even see Martell and Arionne doing it anymore. But you see Melody jumping from one channel to one channel, getting all in the mix of it. Posting people pictures all on her social media. Melody is out there doing the most. So she's out there doing the most. She's putting up, thank you. You heard when she had put my picture on her page, right? You
I saw that.
And I didn't even know because I don't check for these people. So I thought it was this content creator that did that, found out it was Melody. And she booked them already, but sitting there starting the mess. Now Lovely T is getting on me because she's telling me I need to go ahead and take my own advice, let it go. No, Melody is out there doing the most. Well, she need to sit there and find out who are the ones that's leaking all this information about her kids telling on her. But I don't think she's gonna dig with that because her hands might be all over it as well.
Exactly that part. Mel is supposed to be so booked and busy, but she's finding time to jump in people's chats and jump on people's lives. That doesn't seem like a professional booked and busy person. I mean, how she has her coat thinking she's out here this superstar singing.
Absolutely. Now look, this right here, Mistress said, I don't think Mel is bad. I think she is chasing the spotlight and not thinking rationally. That could be true too, but I
Yeah,
think
I agree.
what want me to tell you what made me think she's really bad. Now I think she's not only bad, she's very dangerous, and that's my opinion. And the reason why I think Mel is very dangerous is because she's letting people that she don't even know get in the mix of stuff that is personal outside of this reality show. Now, I would see, if she would keep it on this show, but she's spewing all this on social media. And when you spew anything on social media, then people going to look at this as your personal life. Now, when she went and she held on to this receipt for almost 2 years, this man went to the courthouse because he wanted to go check out something. I don't know what he did. And he got arrested with his children was in the car. That's a dangerous person.
Yeah.
That's what I call a dangerous person because we've heard
absolutely
so many
no
horrible stories, right? When it comes to the black man and the police, right? Sugar
Right.
Brown.
Oh yeah, I'm from the South.
Me
Yeah.
too.
That made absolutely no sense. But look, it should be a wake up call for everyone. You just never know who's out here don't like you for no reason. Check and see if you got any warrants. Because
That's it.
I don't think he was expecting that. So I mean, and that's anything could have gone wrong if he had got a Yahoo cop that's trying to prove himself,
Mhm.
stop them and didn't mind pulling his gun out because he was a black man with
Absolutely.
muscle, so he felt threatened.
Absolutely. And want me to tell you what else, Sugar Brown? Girl, I like you, girl. You got to come on here more often, girl. You be in them comments. You need to be right here where you are. You see what I'm saying? But want me to tell you what else make her dangerous? I look at her now as a very dangerous person. And everybody that gets around her soon find out that she's a very dangerous person. What makes me also, besides how she emasculate this black man and had the police, I didn't like that because you don't want this man to get a record and knowing that this was very, very petty. She does not take accountability.
None. Takes no accountability. I mean, and she has yet to come out and make any type of apology that she put her own children in a dangerous situation with that. With those 2-year-old text messages she could have just kept to herself. And someone give me a little bit more facts on the text messages. It's messages she held for 2 years, and they were he and her were going back and forth, and he threatened to release something, and so she went to the police with the text message.
What it is good and well. You married, right?
Yeah, well, I'm a widow.
Okay. Well, quite obvious, you're going to have problems in your relationship. And not only that, going through a divorce is very, very nasty. Now, I've never been through a divorce, but I know it's nasty. And even if it's not a divorce, sometimes, hey, I tell my husband some very mean stuff. But that's what people in a marriage or relationship do. You understand? So
Right.
if Martell was sitting there texting her and they texting each other back, going back and forth, that's what marriage people do, divorce people do. They do things like that. They try to do anything and say anything that they know that's going to hurt, right?
Right. Yeah.
So
I
that's
agree.
what she did. But Martell said that Melody kept making his life a living hell, which we already know that, every time when the man was getting jobs, they was calling and doxing and trying to get everything shut down, So he was sitting there telling Melody, get your bulldogs off me some. Now we seen that other castmates, Stormy and Tisha and Kim and them, they talking about these overzealous fans of Mel's. So that's all he was sitting there saying. Look, Mel, if you don't go ahead and stop it, then I'm gonna do this, but I could say I'm gonna do this, but I didn't react on it. Now they did say what he sent. It was not a video like everybody was saying. It was a video. It was like a still picture, But the thing about it, she held it for almost 2 whole freaking years.
So he was telling her to call off her.
Leave her alone. He said, "I wish I got it somewhere, because I got my own file." He told her to leave me freaking alone. Stop bothering me. Leave me alone.
Her and her fans to leave him alone. And so she risked putting her children in a very dangerous situation with the idiot cop.
Absolutely. Could have been a very dangerous cop.
Which one of her children is a young black male. Come on, Melanie. That come on.
And that's what I'm saying when it comes to Melanie. I it's non-negotiable. When you sitting there getting the black man and put him into the system, it's non-negotiable. I can't see it. I just can't see someone doing this just because of a storyline. Make it make sense. And, just to sit there and cater to her fans.
I see in the chat, Divine Femme says Martell is seeking to retaliate because of the DV charge. And it's pretty simple. Chanita's using Mel's life for some sort of inspirational clout. She and Mel aren't real friends. Yeah, I need some context on this. When did Chanita and Mel become friends? And I'm sorry, I just don't see it for Chanita because
Who said it? I'm trying to find the person who said it.
Divine Femme. It's a recent, yeah.
It's recently she just dropped it?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't see it for Chanita. I watched Football Wives. I watched From the Bottom Up when she was on there. And she has, to me, in my opinion, has always come out looking, wanting to be famous. And I never liked the way they bullied her and Dawn bullied Pilar Sanders on Football Wives. So yeah, Chanita has always rubbed me the wrong way since her inception on the TV. But when did her and Mel become friends? I mean, how do they know each other? Or did Chanita just cling on to Mel so she can get on TV? I mean, she accomplished her goals, but not in a very good way.
Yep. But what I think, I see, hey, awesomely grateful is in the house. She said, keep referring to the text that Martell as DV. Yeah, you don't attach nothing like that. That's horrible. Demetrius saying sounding like I guess she must be talking about Mel. But yeah, go ahead, check Sugar Brown.
Oh,
I was just reading some of the comments.
I just want to know where did Chanita and Mel meet? I mean, how are they friends? That's been ever since Chanita came on, that has always perplexed me.
Let me tell you what I think. Mel, and this is my opinion, I think she'll look for anybody that's going to sit there and make her look good, because I truly believe that when it came to Chanita was already informed and she knew exactly who her target was. Go after Tisha. And that's what I don't understand when it comes to Melody and Tisha, because I was watching all the way from the very beginning, season 1, and you guys need to go back to season 1, because season 1, that's where all the meat at. And they was going at it all the way back then. It's like Mel wanted to see Tisha marriage break up. I guess she wanted Tisha to said that go through the same thing that she went through, and maybe she might continue being the number one star, because Tisha went through a divorce, but she hate to see Tisha happy. She been after Tisha from day one.
Yep, she wanted Tisha to go through the same thing with her at the same time. Now, at this point, in my opinion, She just want to prove, hey, I knew what I was talking about. I was right. I knew what I was talking about. I was right. Davita Jane said, "Can you drop her the link? She wants to come up. She knows
Okay.
some things." Yeah, I think now she wants to prove everyone. I knew I was talking about. I was right.
No, you're absolutely right. But like I say, people thinking that, oh, you picking sides. Nobody is picking sides. It's just we calling it out. That's like I said, I don't know these people from can of paint. Hey, my girl Davita.
Peace and blessings, Lady D. Peace
Peace
and
and bless.
yes, happy Sabbath to y'all, beautiful people. And
Hi, Davita.
hey, Miss Sugar Brown. I enjoyed your commentary this morning.
Hold your thought
Thank
1 second.
you.
Hold your thought 1 second. I see I got a new membership in Dorothy Ann Seals. Thank you very much. Thank you for becoming a new member, Dorothy Ann Seals. Thank you guys very, very much. Okay. Yes. So I just wanted to go ahead and give that shout out. Okay, Davida, you can go ahead.
Okay. When I first became aware of Chanita and Mel's so-called friendship, whenever she got into it with one of those Melometers, and I know who it was. I'm not putting a name out. When that whole thing happened, I say about April, Mayish, right? I started digging. I started going on Instagram looking at Shanita's pics. And there was some pictures from maybe 2021 where her and Mel was hanging together. But I'm hearing also that they became cool before the show started. They was already networking with each other. Also, Shanita is from Detroit, like Carlos King, like Destiny Payton. Now make sense to me. She, I think she's using Mel for Mel's popularity.
You
Because if
think
she knew about what,
Shanita is using Mel?
I think she's using Mel.
Why would you think that?
I didn't think I think she was trying to cape with the situation that she put out yesterday, a day after the fact.
Hmm.
And they're really chopping her head off on these YouTube streets right now behind that. So it made her look dumb. And she's going to
Very.
realize that they're not going to see it for her. And I don't think that's a real friendship, to be honest, because yes, I did watch Basketball Wives. I was very young when Basketball Wives came on. She was very jealous of Pilar Sanders, and that's
Very.
some facts, period. She she from Detroit, and she looked like she would be good on reality TV, but it's not pure and it's not coming from good intentions, is what I'm trying to say when it comes to her.
And you're telling the truth because she came in at that girls' trip out the box coming for Letitia. You shouldn't trust her. I mean, you need to watch out for her. I mean, come on. Why would you say that and you don't know her? Because someone
Exactly.
told you to say that. You watched the
Somebody,
show.
either you're watching the show or you and Miss Buddy are having combos after tapings where she's complaining and you're the pillow she's talking to. So what's up?
And awesomely grateful said, "Why isn't Melanie coming out to defend Chanita? She not. She never comes out to defend. She didn't come out to defend Stormy. She turned against Stormy. She didn't come out to defend Destiny. She turned against Destiny. And for the life of me, I still don't understand why she turned on Destiny.
Only child, the only child syndrome could be real with some of us, where we're kind of, they could, I think that she was jealous of her friendship with Martell. That's what I think.
But Destiny was Martell's friend first, right? And their parents dated.
Correct. Correct.
So they're basically like brothers and sisters. But the cult, they wanted to put this narrative out here as if Destiny messed with Martell. I mean, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, the narrative is crazy to me. And I pray that Destiny gets where she needs to go because Destiny's been in Hollywood already.
And
Destiny
she,
played in some movies already.
good, because she's a very beautiful girl. Now that's one. Now that's another reason why Mel is probably jealous. If anyone caught on the season finale, not the mid-season finale, Melanie called Destiny ugly. I say, see, right there. That's what you're jealous of.
I love how Destiny didn't hold back anything at that table. How you gonna be mad at me in a picture of your ex-birthday with his new baby mom? But you're the one that was conversating with her. Do we gotta go back to Tasha K's interviews? When that girl sat there in front of Tasha K and said what she said, I loved every bit of what Destiny said to her. And it was needed for so long because I feel that she needs help. This show is making Miss Buddy look worser and worser and worser. And she needs some help, straight up.
Now, what put the put a couple of screws in that coffin was when she traveled across the country to do a TikTok sale trying to one up Stormy, and Stormy just stayed in Huntsville and made history again last night.
She played chess on them last night. That's what she did. Not no checkers, but chess. And this is what she fails to understand when it comes to business and selling product in e-commerce. The goal is to prosper, to make sales. And I'm proud of Stormy because Miss Buddy wants to keep things so close-knit with those followers of hers. This is why Stormy is doing well. She got not just Black women money, she's gotten Hispanic and white women money. And it's getting younger people purchasing her products. Seventh Avenue caters to older women because it's mostly older women that's divorced, who's going through a divorce right now, who's been done wrong and still not healed from being hurt by a man.
Exactly. They need to get on a therapist's couch immediately. Coming from a middle-aged
Absolutely.
woman, get there and get it done. It's not that serious.
No, ma'am. I had to take a 2-year break on learning myself to love again when I went through devastation and things, being a mom and going through divorce before 30 years old. You know, I had to do a 2-year reflection and admitting things to myself in the mirror. I had to look in the mirror and say and tell myself what I allowed to go on. I had to learn to love self again. And she's not loving herself because the evasiveness behavior that's been portrayed where she doesn't even want to co-parent
Properly.
exactly. So they want to say that he's done all this and that, but from what I understand and from what I could go back to in 2021, the attacks has been on, in the beginning, it was on him and the Scots. Heavy.
Oh, yeah.
Heavy. Day in and day out. It was about him and those Scots. Then when other people came on, they started going at them too. And that's when I had to realize something ain't right here. Why is it all these women going at these people while she is being untouched at all? And usually people like that, they don't want you knowing. But people are opening up and things are getting exposed. Like the federal, the BBB credit rating, that's bad right there. The reviews on the TikTok shop, the 1 stars about their product. If she knew about sugar scrubs, she's doing the old-fashioned style of sugar scrub because I used to make sugar scrubs. You got like 3 different versions on how to do it, and that's the old school way that she's doing it as. Then you telling people just drop a little water in it, it will contaminate the sugar. You will have to use a preservative anyway when you're making a sugar-based product, Miss Thing.
And instead of going to Stormy for assistance on how to grow her business. She threw herself into a defeated competition.
But see what Miss Melody was a true entrepreneur and had to get it out the mud. She would know by the street talk that you're your only competition at the end of the day, not Stormy, boo.
Right. And you don't compete where you don't compare.
Exactly. This is the difference between the two. Yes, I'd rather go purchase from Stormy. Stormy is a licensed cosmetologist. When you go to school for hair, you're going to have to learn about the chemistry with hair, the different textures of hair. What is good for this texture of hair and what's not good for this other texture. We come in different types of hair textures as melanated women. And her failure, Miss Buddy's failure, you connecting with a woman who dropped out of college for chemistry. Now make that make sense.
Wait a minute,
no one's
what?
not going to support what you're doing because you're not the manufacturer. You're not getting no books on how to create things with shea butter and different oils and blending things and essential oils and things. Girl, stop it. Now, Stormy knows it because Stormy created those things because she's a licensed cosmetologist. She knows about that. And cosmetologists also learn about skincare as well. They learn everything about the anatomy of our hair, skins, and nails, period, when you got your license. And Miss Lady D could tell you that because she a licensed cosmetologist.
Well, I know she's somewhere crying in the car right now because
yes, I was trying to show you the my little license because we didn't live in a show mistake, but you are absolutely right, Davita. But I'm just sitting back, letting you guys have it, okay? So
Okay.
if I'm just mute, I'm doing some other things. So y'all just like I say, along everything, if y'all say anything out the box, just say allegedly, okay? So y'all have your way, okay?
Correct.
All right, girls.
well, they're probably her and her coach probably allegedly in the car crying right now because Stormy broke TikTok again last night. Oh, they mad.
They big mad. And you on levels when TikTok coming to you, baby.
Right. And so explain this. So Stormy initially was supposed to be going to TikTok, but the bozos said that they were going to go out there and boycott. So TikTok came to Stormy. Is that how that went?
Absolutely. And I love how she played that because I did hear there's receipts out there that they was trying to be out there for real.
That's ridiculous. Again, I've never seen a fan base of a reality show like this one.
This is why I think that there's spirits being played on these women's minds like the churches do. I think I think there's books out there that could teach you how to manipulate others and have a big following and manipulate and have people cater to you and cuddle to you and give you money. There is stuff out there that's people that's into that. Instead of just going to God and praying for things to be better for you, I think she wanted to do that because in the beginning when her and Stormy was cool, Stormy showed her the business at the warehouse. At the time, Stormy had a G-Wagon, and it won't long after that, Miss Buddy had a G-Wagon like Stormy. So she bit off Stormy and tried to copy Stormy, but you can't compete where you don't compare. And she doesn't compare. They're on two different levels.
Exactly. The whole cast, the cast has a variations of things that they do. Tisha and Marceau, they're in commercial real estate building. I mean, they're getting multi-million-dollar contracts to build. That's one lane. Kim and Maurice, they're in the legal and healthcare. They're in one lane. Ken and Trish, nutritionist, health,
fitness,
physical fitness. And what does Ken do? Ken drives a truck, right?
He does something like that.
Yeah. And then Stormy, her husband, he played professional basketball overseas. Stormy has her own business in retail sales products. You have a variation of things that the cast is doing. Destiny is an entertainer. She has a candle line out. She has a lot going on, and we would love to see her dating. We have a core cast. Mel and Martell, I mean, really, what are they doing? Feeding off, bringing drama to the show.
Because that's the only when you don't have a talent, that's what you have to resort to. You have to resort to negativity because you don't have that it factor like Nene Leakes and them got. This is
Right.
what I've been noticed for a minute, and I had to realize why she is getting these YouTubers to go at them, those other cast members, so nobody won't look at her and dig. Because she really doesn't have nothing to give. She just wants to be famous, but you got to have some type of talent with you that people could connect with on a positive level.
She wants to be famous and try to sing. Yes, I'm going to continue to dig at her for trying to sing because I know music and hers is not it.
No.
That ain't it. That lane is not it. I want her to hurry up and jump out that lane.
If her and Martell, when they were together, she said she did those property reservations and they made millions. Why stop what you're good at? You're trying to go into a lane that is really not for you. I don't see it for her with this 7th Avenue. You supposed to have been all this business stuff that they claim you are. But you didn't even get 7th Avenue trademarked. People find that out too. It's not even federally trademarked. But you're supposed to be this boss lady.
Let me tell you what I heard. Now, I don't know if it's true or not, but I heard that, so I'm going to say allegedly, I heard that Martell and Arionne is going to pick up where Melody and Martell has supposed to do at the first, with the property preservation, where they might get a spinoff, to start building houses. Now, that's what I heard, okay?
What?
Now, I agree with that because he's more likable, in my opinion.
Wow. Okay. Well, are they prepared for the backlash they about to get from that cult?
But they get it anyway. They get it anyway. So, I would just go for it. If it is true, they get it anyway. So they were saying that the house that Martell built, you remember when Arionne and them was out there picking up the scraps and cleaning it up? They said that that's where they're going to start from that right there. So like I said, if Martell did it once, he can do it again, and that's what him and Melody should have stayed on. But at the time, Carlos King thought that it wasn't going to pitch in front of the on Oprah Network, so he wanted to do Love and Marriage in Huntsville. But they saying now that is exactly where they're going to go ahead and pick up. That's why I said they say when it comes to Melody, she can build a house, she can furnish the house, but she never get rest. Somebody else come and sweep it away.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's sad. Evil.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I didn't like how she kind of downed him when in one of their million and one arguments they had on the show. When she told him he quit teaching, and he was like, "That's because he made 6-figure cutting grass." Landscaping is a very lucrative business, especially if you live in an HOA community, because it's going to be a necessary.
Yeah,
you as a homeowner, oh, trust me, you got to pay and have that lawn done if you're not going to do it yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just saying, big ups to the landscapers. People don't like to give them their recognition, but that is actually a needed.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
absolutely, in-home services or industry is booming. They are a needed service because everybody don't want to do that.
Right.
And it's a good business to be in. It's a very good business. A low startup cost to start. And if you know business credit, you can build your business credit much faster with that. Get lines of credit. You could grow it to a bigger and hire young guys, I think that helps young Black men not get into crime. I think it's needed,
Yeah, landscaping is an honest live. I'm reading Checking You Boo's comment, and it is. That is an honest, and you can make big money.
So if he's doing that now, kudos to him. I hope he's using Google Business Profile to get his reviews up. I hope it ain't in his name, the business name, so people won't know it's him, so he could get honest reviews. There's this thing called Jobber, if that will help with your appointment building. If you don't want to deal with your appointment, set up your own appointments with people and stuff like that. You get your business cards out there and get the marketing, because just with landscaping, even the leaf blowing opportunity is needed too in the HOA when these leaves fall.
Oh yeah. I mean, if you landscaping, and I know we kind of jumped off subject, but if you can get in a good subdivision, get contracts with good subdivision, you're set.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. I was even going to start doing window cleaning as a side hustle to see how that would work for me and things like that. I thought about doing that.
Just hope he doesn't get doxxed, and that's another thing I really do not like about the fan base for this show. You doxing people, pulling up their private information, and making life bad.
I know that's what hurts. Right. And hopefully he could get his stuff in maybe one of his children's names so it won't come back to him. Because I believe if they find out if he do have that going, they will try to. Because I remember 2 years ago on a Sunday afternoon, they was on was on a live on Sunday saying that they was going to make sure his book on Amazon would not sell. I remember that like it was yesterday, and it was so hurtful to me. Like, how can you try to take money that he's going to be providing for his children? That was really hurtful.
The children they claim they love so much.
Exactly.
And that's the part I don't understand. Every time when they speak negative about somebody else, it always backfire on Melody. So when they gonna learn that, okay, we might as well start doing good for Melody to start being blessed, because they keep saying, oh, Melody this, Melody that, blessed. Well, who we seen running with the torch? Stormy came in, she did what she needed to do, conquer, and look what every time when she go on TikTok, she breaking records,
And
Absolutely.
The way they tried to tear her business down, I mean,
that was horrible. That was horrible.
Yes, all because of some comments. You hear me? I never forget when that content creator got out her car and yelled at the top of her lungs, talking about, we need to call OWN. We need to call Target. We need to call Walmart to get her stuff off the shelves.
Who had their stuff in Target? Stormy? They wanted to take it off the shelves?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh my God, are you serious?
Over the comments of her mom in the Facebook group. Yeah.
So they wanted to go after a black business just because of something that happened on a reality show.
Correct. And that's when I stopped following them. My eyes opened and I stopped drinking the Kool-Aid. I said, this is just too far. Y'all are affecting people's way of living. You're trying to pull the rug up to somebody. No, I'm not going with this. And that's when I had fell back from subscribing to them. I unsubscribed to them when that happened.
Oh, so Stormy, her products was in Walmart. Okay, yeah, because my daughter used to purchase the products out of Sally's. So she been making her money. So quite obvious, when Stormy go on TikTok selling her products, she's gonna sell because her name been out there.
Absolutely. And I want her to succeed. It's not nothing to do with Melody at all. This is something that God blessed the talents with her hands to be creative.
Would you want to see Tisha and all the rest of them that's doing some business all get on TikTok with Stormy? She opened the door for every last one of them.
Right.
And I want to see that. That's what I want to see.
I think that there may be a deal or some type of opportunity for Destiny to be on there, because I love what I seen last night with Destiny being there.
Me too.
Yeah. So if they could introduce her products there, that would be off the rip, buddy. I would love that. And love Tisha's products as well.
Absolutely. So what do Stormy have besides the candles?
She has hair products too.
Oh, she do?
Yeah.
You mean Destiny?
Destiny, yes.
She got that Big D Energy body spray. I heard some good reviews about it. She got that candle. People been buying because she had posted a video on IG packing stuff in a warehouse. So I'm like, go ahead on, Destiny.
Mm-hmm.
See, one thing about Destiny, she from Detroit, and those are some real hustlers there. What I mean is that there's even black men got their own production company, getting contracts with Tubi. You may heard of this girl called I can't think of. She's on TikTok, on IG. The 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 doll or something like that. She's from Detroit. She's been in a lot of movies on Tubi. And I give bigs up to Detroit because when COVID happened, a lot of them got together and created these awesome movies on Tubi and these series and stuff. So
Oh,
maybe
cool.
I think she should also network with them to get her awesome movies on Tubi. Like for real, get those checks,
Mm-hmm.
baby.
Absolutely. Hey,
Cause
Dark and
she's
Lovely. Dark and Lovely say, hey, beautiful Lady D's in chat. How are you doing, girl? Yes, indeed. She's in the house, guys. Dark and Lovely.
hey.
Let's go ahead and get back to Stormy opening the doors for the other cast members. I would love to see that, because opening up the products and they all, go on TikTok together.
Well,
Mhm.
has Stormy and Tisha reconciled their relationship? Because there was some back and
Yeah,
forth
well,
about
if
the
if
label.
if, if Destiny and Stormy couldn't reconcile, because I think Destiny threw a chair at her, right? And I
Almost.
I love the
Yeah,
way
that's
that I love the way that they had gelled yesterday. So I don't think that they are the type of people that will hold grudges.
I would love to see that. Destiny need to create her brand TikTok page because you got to have that on there and have your business stuff to set up a business account with TikTok. Your ducks got to be in a row.
Hmm. Oh, so
Mhm.
she don't have a TikTok page?
I don't know. I just know of her Instagram.
Hmm.
Stormy may help her out with it. I can see that. And again, that's a good storyline for the show.
Absolutely. Carlos should have put this on the
Thank you,
show.
Awesome.
He should have put these events on the show. And isn't it in next month? They Luke will be with Tisha and Marcel at the homecoming there. That should be on the show.
Right. Because with the creation of Black, they actually made a landmark in Huntsville.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not
Mhm.
understanding why all the hate is. And when Carlos had that podcast down in Huntsville, who would run it over to Black? The Melometers.
Absolutely.
And I want to point this out when you were speaking on the other panel and I brought up in the comments about how I peeped about how the tea that was exposed about Marceau and Tisha, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a colorist thing.
Well, didn't Chanita refer to Tisha as the dark skinned girl?
Correct.
And
Because
Chanita, you done bleached your skin. That's obvious.
yeah, this is what I think. Because I live in the South as well, and I see it all the time. They get angry at women who are a darker skin tone
That is true.
are kept and taken care of.
That is true.
Mhm.
She's kept, and I'm rooting for Tisha. I love the fact that she's married to a good man that building business together. I love that. I love that's
Mhm.
real Black love to me.
It
Now
is.
you got unfortunately you got women like I hate to say this, but you got women like Cassie who want to be kept, but just because that man's famous and he's going through things, he never put a ring on it, Cassie. And you did all that to be in his good graces. And she was trying to be a kept woman and it got her nowhere. So you got to know how to play your role and who you get involved with. You really got to put God in it. But
Right.
I say salute to Tisha and Marceau. And I think that's why Miss Buddy and Chanita and them, they hating on that.
Mhm.
And plus, they built together. Marcel and Tisha built together,
Mhm.
and I'll be honest, I wasn't a fan of Marcel, especially after that first um reunion where
Mhm.
he was mean to Letitia.
He
But
didn't want her to be talked about online because of their businesses, I think.
Mhm. But
he
he's something too, Marcel. There's a lot of stuff that I don't like about him because I've been watching him on, watching all the old tapes. But I also saw why Melody does not like Tisha and Marcel. The reason why she don't like him because it all started with the business. The how many acres that was? The
That
47
well,
acres.
Yeah, the 47 acres.
Yes, it
Yeah.
all started with that because first of all, when they went ahead and purchased it underneath the Scots, and Maurice had came out and said, Marcia did all the legwork, and all of a sudden they did some little slide stuff, and when it ended up back in the Scots' hands, because now schools belongs to who? It belongs to the Scots, right? And
Yeah.
I think that's why they back and forth with each other because of now Tisha took that business out of the red and now it's a multi-million-dollar business. So that's why I think all the conflicts is coming at.
Absolutely. And see, I could go back 2 years ago. That content creator, she doesn't put videos out, but I believe that Miss Buddy was talking to certain content creators that was in the Huntsville area to try to go and make lies up about them, pulling
oh
out
really?
court papers, pulling out court documents on them. How else were they going to get it? That was some hurtful stuff. But see, one thing about it, Tisha prevailed. She didn't give them what they wanted whenever
Hmm.
they was doing that. She kept her head up and kept going.
And I'm glad she doesn't come out on these social media streets and feed into that mess.
Absolutely.
I mean, she got off of like Twitter a long time ago after being on the show.
Ooh.
Tisha. I mean,
Tisha used to
remember?
be on Twitter. She used to be on Twitter.
Yeah, remember she
Oh,
told
I didn't
Carlos
know.
King she don't social media she don't really do it anymore because of the show. The comments everyone is mean.
Hmm.
So yeah,
They
I'm
was
just
they
glad she
they
told the
tried
truth.
their best to break Tisha. I mean, they tried everything. What person would you do want to pay somebody to come on the show or the show to go after the marriage and then get the cousin? I mean, they tried everything, even using YouTubers to separate Tisha and her husband. I mean, they really tried. That's just to show you when it comes to these reality shows, they hate black marriages.
Yeah, they do,
Yeah.
and that was ridiculous.
Hmm.
That was just plain out. I remember the live that the lady that Mel tried to get to come on the show. She did with Marcel and Tisha to clear it up
Hmm.
because wasn't she married herself?
I
Yeah.
don't know if she was married. She was married?
Yeah,
Alonda.
yeah, she's married herself.
Wow.
Yeah, Miss Thing. She's the type of Miss Buddy. If she's not gonna have that, she doesn't want nobody else to have it.
Mhm. She wanted to be the star center of everything, and that's why she losing because, she wanted to tear other people down in order to elevate her, and it doesn't work like that.
You never win when you play dirty
Not
because
at
from
all.
from my understanding, they started attacking Martell and the Scots before he did anything.
Mhm.
And I
Who-
think he did a good job when he went on Tasha K. They said it was an epic fail. I don't think it was an epic fail. I think he was tired of being character assassinated on this internet.
Mhm.
They was
So
character assassinating him
wow.
every doggone day.
Who, Martell?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Look what Butterfly said, not Butterfly, Beautiful Traveler say they might have a Bethany clause you can't advertise on reality TV. That's what it should be about, huh? Advertising your stuff. That doesn't, look at
Mm.
Candy Burris did real good, with the reality show and her businesses.
but if they can't
Absolutely.
advertise their products, I mean, Carla, the production team can actually film up like them preparing for an event, or after the celebratory after. It's some aspects of like Stormy's event that should have been filmed. It didn't have to advertise her products, but she had a victorious event. Is some parts can be filmed in production. And
Mhm.
again, with Tisha and Marceau, they're in commercial real estate. We need to be seeing Marceau looking at
Absolutely.
blueprints.
Absolutely.
You have a lot of young architects out here that could actually help, that will watch the show for that. But yet they're too focused on the drama, and if he's
Mhm.
cheating on Tisha, and they don't know who.
And Scopes is in 4 different locations, right?
Oh, it is.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, they are. And I
Yes.
what I think they could do, I think a good money thing doing, because Regis that got those office suites is getting all the money. If they go and invest in office suites like they got in Texas and Florida, people got their own door, their own space in a room, but they're paying you monthly. They could have like be a consultant, or be a real estate agent, a tax preparer, people that got service based businesses like a barber or things like that. I would love to see that in areas where they could really profit, and you could decide what the rent gonna be every month. It could be 500, but say you makes that, and it could be like 10 to 20 offices there, and you got a public restroom and things like that. um it will be their property and their investment, where they're earning residual income every month off the rent,
That's like
commercial rent.
Brandy from Basketball Wives. Her and Jason, they own Salon Suites. I think in, is it Caroline, Texas? So a lot of
Yeah,
people don't know it, but yeah, they own Salon Suites and invested in with his money real well. But yeah, I like
correct.
Marceau and Tisha. They're doing the thing.
I would love to see that. I would love to see that option, because where I live at, they need a salon suite here. If I was it had that type of money, I will invest in a salon suite. I will have spaces for barbers, tattoo artists, massage therapists, estheticians, makeup artists, hairstylists, hair braiders, the whole
Oh,
shebang.
like Nipsey Hussle did.
Correct.
Back to the
But
community.
the difference with that, Nipsey Hussle had a shopping center that was open. But what hurt me about Nipsey, prior to that happening to him, it came out that police was harassing them to shut down that plaza. And I
Oh,
didn't
for
like that, because
developers.
they had people that had service-based businesses over there.
When you get these high powered developers, they get in with the city. I mean, that rabbit hole goes real deep too.
Yeah, but I'm saluting them, because they supposed to be building some things in the Tennessee area. They got something. Tisha and Marshall got things going on there, so I'm excited, because
Yeah, I
the
saw
key.
in Unpopular Opinions on her YouTube short, where she's showing that black, how they're going to expand. You know, the landscape and the architects on the outside, and the architecture on the outside and inside.
Mhm.
So yeah, they're doing big things, but it gets, and the thing that it gets overshadowed by the Melometers.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's just a handful.
I
I
think they
think we
purposely
give
do
them
that.
too much. We give them too much power.
Yep. I think they purposely do that. You think so?
Yeah,
Yeah, they purposely, because it's this. It's like a religion situation that's going on with them. See, the problem with Miss Buddy, if Miss Buddy could have turned this into a self-love type of organization, nonprofit, do speaking events, write books about loving yourself, going overcoming hardships as a black woman, being a single mom, helping people overcome things, she wouldn't be in the situation she in now. But she chose the other side, the negative side, the dark side.
for fame.
Use
I
my
tell you, fame
pain.
is a drug.
Absolutely.
Use my hardships and pain for profit. Use my drama for pain and profit. She sold herself.
That is
I
true.
wouldn't
I
have
agree.
done that if I was embarrassed like that. I would have turned it around as a spiritual thing and have women conferences to help women love themselves after going through something traumatic. But we don't have that out here now. This
Yep.
is why I can't support her businesses because it comes from a negative aspect.
She could be doing conferences and speaking engagement with the book that it's titled "He Cheated and Destroyed Our Marriage, but Still I Rise," something like that.
Absolutely. She could have made it phenomenal. She could have had
Right.
audio books. She could have had audio books, regular physical books. She could have had a publishing deal and have her stuff in all the bookstores, honey. What we
Right.
talking? But she didn't chose that route. It would have been a beautiful thing. Then we really seen a glow up for real, for real. Because when you're helping others do that, the change, to better themselves, God will recognize that in you, and people will recognize the shine in you that God has helped you.
Agree. But
And this is where she failed at.
she too busy bringing people on to be her lap dogs, and then taking what they have for, like, Stormy had the G wagon, so she got her G wagon, and then she's manipulated the situation, and now her coats want to turn around and say Stormy is jealous of Mel. Destiny
No,
jealous of Mel. Everybody, all of her friends are all of a sudden jealous of her when they had something before her. I'm not understanding that
absolutely.
logic.
Exactly. This is the brainwashing because they don't have logic in my eyes. It's all off emotions, and emotions could be dangerous.
Yeah.
And
Again.
the jealousy, I could tell you why another reason why she's jealous of Stormy, because Stormy has this personality that she doesn't have. Stormy has a supportive husband. And see, that depends on the type of business a black woman should do. People don't never factor in your livelihood on what business you should start. People never thinks about that.
You just said a word. She has a supportive husband.
See, when you got a supportive husband and got maybe one or two kids, oh yes, baby, you could go and make that happen with those products because everything comes with a cost when it comes to the tops, the jars, the bottles, the pumps, the labels, the ink in the printer, the shipping label, the packaging, baby. Let's talk about it. It comes with a cost. And one head it's not gonna work with one person, a single parent. That's harder to do as a single parent. Unless you got a rich family. That's about it. But when you got a supportive husband like what Stormy has, absolutely take it to the moon, baby. Sky's the limit on that. If I got 4 kids and I'm a single mom, I'm going to look at skills I could do digitally as a service-based business online and make my money maybe with recurring revenue, like maybe credit repair. I remember her on episodes in earlier seasons. She was doing financial services. She could have created a credit repair business. That's a recurring income service-based business. I would have looked into recurring services income that I could make. She could have started a bookkeeping business, other consulting services. There's a lot of stuff she could have done virtually because when you got 4 children and you are one person in the home instead of two heads in the home, it's harder. It's harder to try to do certain businesses. Yeah, I said it.
Oh
But
yeah, especially when the children are small.
yeah, because
But
I've been in this entrepreneur thing for a long time. Some things are just easier to do when you're a single parent, depending on the amount of children you have. It really depends.
so let me ask, do you think Stormy has learned her lesson from her so-called friendship with Mel?
Absolutely. And it was a hard pill to swallow.
Okay.
You can't tell me Miss Betty didn't tell her face to face, woman to woman. I told you about them. I told you what they were going to do. You see what they did? I remember I went out my way when the videos was just starting out, when that certain content creator was going to different warehouses in Huntsville trying to find her. I sent it to Stormy. I said, Stormy, be careful of these YouTubers. They follows Miss Buddy and they
Yeah.
go on different places in Huntsville trying to find your spot. I gave her a warning maybe 2 months before that went down that day at her warehouse with that individual. That
And
I'm
speaking
not.
of that individual, we're not gonna say her name, but has she learned her lesson? Because she too old to be
No,
acting the way she been acting. That's
no.
ridiculous.
I learned some stuff about her because I was digging in some things. That woman is a vindictive woman. She doesn't want to see it for nobody because I learned some stuff. I learned some things. I'm gonna say allegedly during that time frame, she would meet with me. People don't want to believe it, but there were times that she met with Miss Buddy and her mom. There's posts on
Wow.
Facebook with her mom tagged and stuff with that content creator. Yeah,
So they had her doing their dirty work. That
correct.
dirty work.
Mm-hmm. Because one of her children was working at that courthouse. So let's think about those. Think about 2022 and
What?
2023 when all those things came out. It was some connection with them too. Allegedly, I'm not saying her name, but her daughter, she used to brag about her daughter working there. And I know that they had conversations with Miss Buddy.
So is this person and one of the cast members, that lawsuit still, that legal battle is still going on?
Absolutely.
Wow.
And no, she hasn't learned her lesson because I'm hearing she's back at it again. She's changed her YouTube name, but she's back at it again. So no, she hasn't learned. She ended up. Did you know she lost her home because of this?
And see, that's again a show. I've never seen a fan base that will risk it all over a TV show.
That's what I'm saying.
Do you know how hard it is for African Americans to get a home loan, and you're gonna lose it over a TV show that
Yep.
you don't really know any of the cast members? That's ridiculous.
I searched her Facebook, and she even this year she got stuff about Stormy and other.
David, I think you went out.
She hasn't. She hasn't learned because I went searching on her Facebook earlier this year during the summer, and there's so much things that if Stormy wanted to take her to court, Stormy would win because there's a lot of receipts on her Facebook about Stormy. There's a lot of receipts about Tisha and Marcel on there and Martell. If there was ever a lawsuit that they may want to do, she will be it because her receipts still show on Facebook.
And her pulling up there, she had money to buy. Come on, lady. You see,
I knew that was full of baloney.
See, this Alabama laws are different than South Carolina laws because you step your pinky toe on someone's property, they can shoot that off in you and won't be held liable.
That's facts. I used to live in South Carolina. You're telling the truth. That stand your ground law is real.
Oh yeah, no trespassing.
And when you got a warehouse, what she's doing is not open to the public. She didn't know how to order online like everybody else. She couldn't go to those stores where her products was at. That says a lot. So I knew it was an agenda. It was an agenda that day. And the YouTube streets was just off the chain that day when that whole thing happened. There
And
was
then
lives
they
going
somehow
on
blamed
everywhere.
Stormy. They blamed Stormy for getting accosted. That didn't make any sense.
No, ma'am, I don't blame Stormy. there's evidence that person kept going to different places asking
The
on
same
video.
day? On the same day?
Before that, days before that, like 2 months
Wow.
before that, she was going on video, going to asking questions about Canvas Beauty and things at previous addresses where her business was. So that means you're searching business records and documents.
That's stalking.
And that's why when the lawyers and the judge seen all that evidence, they dropped the charge against Stormy behind that.
Good. They gonna cover that on the show? That's coming up when it comes back, right?
At that table, she brings it up there, but on previous episodes, she mentioned it.
Yeah, I remember she had to go turn herself in, but did she mention that they had dropped the charges?
Not at that time, no, because
Okay.
the thing was still going on. But I know Anthony posted that charges was dropped on his community wall earlier this year.
The way they did Anthony.
Honey, I was there when that whole thing went down, and people still caping for her. Absolutely not. She really showed her tail. We're gonna call your job. Where the reporters at? You remember that?
Yeah, didn't some of Anthony's clients get impacted by that mess?
Yes. His job could have been taken from him behind that. But see, what she doesn't know, or maybe she does know, but I did hear that Carlos is aware of the things that has gone on for these last 2-3 years.
But what is he gonna do anything about it?
I'm hearing that after this season starts in November, he's supposed to revamp that whole show where she's not supposed to be coming back. Now that's what I heard allegedly. I don't know if it's true.
So is it alleged the cast is holding off on filming right now? Or is that just a rumor?
I think that's a rumor. But this second part, she's supposed to be in a few episodes. But when that next season starts in 2025, he's going to revamp. And and she's not supposed to be coming back.
So that's why she's out trying to destroy the show right now. Makes sense.
It's been, because see, another thing I've heard back in February, when another YouTuber, she was able to get these documents, everything that Miss Buddy been doing, and the cult that's been doing this stuff. She got receipts and went to the networks to report and show them about Miss Buddy, and that's why she can't really get any deals with these networks. That's what I've heard earlier this year. So some things have changed.
So her and her cult messed up her entertainment contracts for her.
Absolutely.
And so she's trying to mess it up for the rest of her cast members.
Correct. But see, did you read that document that came out Thursday?
What document?
That whole court document about Martell. Oh. Did you see what was said?
No, I've only heard from what you all can, but can you elaborate? Give me some high level points on that. So exactly what is the court document about? He went and filed?
Correct. His children has been telling him things about her and the security guard. For one, Miss Girl, why are you involving with a man? You got small girls. That's a no-no. Me being a single mom, when my son was small, I wasn't dating because you don't know what man could do what. You know what I mean?
That is true.
And I was protective over my son because if you're going to mess with him, I am going to hurt you. I'm going to tear you up. So I get where he's coming from. So there's stuff in there about the children has been told to call the security guard daddy. One of the children.
Say what?
Yeah. One of the children allegedly seen the mom sitting on the security guard lap while the security guard was massaging her feet. They saying they seen them kiss. One of the children told the dad she seen them kiss.
Is this
Another,
security guard married?
yep, there's pictures. I
Oh
received
Lord.
pictures from the Facebook group. They show what his wife looked like. Yes, he is married, honey.
And they live there in Huntsville? The security.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Oh Lord.
So that's being alleged in the document. Another thing is alleged in the document. She refuses to call him whenever she needs to go somewhere. And that's against Alabama's law. You must contact the other parent.
Yeah.
And he also said that the grandmama sees the has the children more than what the court said she could have be with them. And you remember he didn't want his children on social media. He's alleging that the grandmother and the makeup artist are showing pictures of their children on their Instagram.
So they're violating.
After being together for 13 years,
He's violating agreements.
Correct. And he wants her to be held contempt. And they are just, from them 2 hours after the fact, when it was put up there in the court document, somebody knew something and it was sent to everybody.
Again, they need to just start their own YouTube series and take all that drama there. Just get your own YouTube and take all of their business plays out on social media. And then they take it onto the show after it has happened. They get their own YouTube series and take that mess there. And Carlos King need to move forward with the cast he has now. I mean, I like Unpopular Opinions cast that she brought up, but I think the Fletchers can stay.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see how Nell and does. Well, they went after Nell too, didn't the coach?
Oh, that's
Nell.
That's not over with, honey. That's fitting to come again when November comes back. When November comes here, I'm already peeping how that's gonna go. But see, but Miss Buddy need to realize you don't bite the hand that feeds you, because sister girl, the Fletchers is what's allowing you to live in that house on a hill. So please don't do that. Please don't have your coat trying to go at them, because there's a scene coming up in November where she approaches Nell about her interview that Herman Fletcher did about how Miss Buddy could be stubborn and don't want to listen. And she took offense to that. And they're showing pictures where Nell is hanging with one of the ops. I don't know who it was she was hanging with. So they got a problem with that. So I see that fitting to blow up whenever the second season starts.
And again, speaking of ops, how did she end up making Tisha her ops? I'm not gonna ever understand that.
We have to go back to season 1. The matching BMWs.
And again, Arionne was only referred to as that girl. No one knew her name. And Tisha only brought that up because Melanie told her to roll up to the bar at 2:00 in the morning and see what her husband's doing.
I think she's jealous. Like I said, it was jealousy, because even then, even before that show started, Tisha was a kept woman. She was a stay-at-home mom. When I think about season 1 and how she Miss Buddy tried to make Tisha like her and get this blueprint and all of that. But what is the blueprint? Because you're not making the same business moves that you used to make.
Exactly. And she only took Tisha to one event, but she want to act like I took her out the house and I took you out, I helped you. Girl, sit down.
Absolutely.
Took Tisha to one event and act like she saved Tisha.
Yeah. And it's the entitlement too. That's another thing, the issue with Miss Buddy. It's the entitlement because of the entitlement and what she stands for. And because she's this person and she's this, that, and the third. Like Black Enterprise did an interview with her a few weeks ago talking about she's a multi-millionaire mogul, but we just seen you not even make 100 grand on TikTok. You couldn't even break even and do 100 grand.
Did she? Was it so? Was it 200 and was it $2,500?
Somewhere around there.
So she broke even. Well,
but when you think about the costs and the travel, you went from the southeast all the way to the west coast, girl, and you had to pay one of those smaller spaces because TikTok said you don't have numbers like Miss Stormy there, so you had to pay to get on there.
And she had to pay for Kim Whitley, and she had to pay those celebrity appearances. They didn't come there for free because they wanted to. Hollywood's struggling.
You're right about that. Hollywood is struggling.
She slid right in the hole into a negative with doing that, trying to one up Stormy and got egg on her face. Wow. Can't wait till Anthony Lofty's come back and do another live on that.
But what I would like to know, when is somebody gonna talk about that lady Obia, that chemist, that so-called chemist up that 7th Avenue?
So it's 7th Avenue Obia?
No, Obia. She has her own line called Obia Naturals, but I seen a clip where she's being interviewed saying how she dropped out of college because she was going for a chemistry degree. So they're making fun of the fact about when she said on her TikTok, add a little water to the sugar scrub. And everybody knows that will cause bacteria in a product. Even when you make sugar scrub, you're supposed to have some type of natural preservative or something in the product. Because if a woman is using that with her hand is going to be wet from the water, from the shower, from the bathtub. What are we doing here? You're not even providing a wooden spoon or something like that for them to use.
That event was a whole fail. I didn't even watch it. I just watched a couple of clips people uploaded and like, okay. It's just the whole going across the continent to try to one up someone. And it just flip-flopped.
An epic fail. We have to know what we're good in. And she's not good there. She's good at her marketing, but the downside to the marketing is that you want to market your products when you turn to marketing and branding on social media. Why do you always got to have your face in the Instagram posts or flyers or whatever? It should be about the brand. But then again, when you're having your brand on that type of level, it's important to have a trademark. I've seen it too many times where you're making money and then somebody decides to go and trademark that same name, and then you're getting contacted by their lawyer that you're going to have to change your name because of copyright infringement and stuff like that.
So products are not trademarked and they're not FDA and CDC approved. What are we doing here?
And see, another thing, because I used to make soaps, and I used to make shea butter products and roll-on perfumes, right? So I used to have to pay like $300 a year for insurance through this lady named Donna Nichols out of DC, Donna Michelle. She has a network called the Indie Business Network. And if you're in the beauty business, she covers your insurance coverage up to like $4 million.
Oh.
And I don't think she doesn't even have that. You got to make sure your ducks in a row before you want to put products out.
Right. I
know what I
agree, Tan
mean?
Boys. The words of Beyonce, the best revenge is your paper. That's exactly what Stormy did.
And
That's
see,
exactly what she did.
if Miss Buddy knew about body scrubs, she should have used the foam and bath butter type of base formulation where you could make a cream style body scrub that's not going to cause any bacteria, that you could use different salt based scrubs of certain salts and minerals and things like that. But she doesn't know about that because
So what?
she's just selling the stuff. The person that knows about formulations is going to be the girl Obia. Miss Buddy is not.
So were sugar scrubs always in that product line, or did it became a part of her product line when Stormy?
Bingo. You hit that. You put the nail in the wall there.
Oh my goodness! This man
Copy
really
Stormy
does
to the T. Now let's see if they're going to create the perfume like Stormy. Because see, in perfume making, baby, you got like 3 different notes. You got your
Oh
top
yeah.
and your middle and your root or your base note. The base note is always going to outdo the top and the middle. It's levels to it whenever you're making perfumes, and you got to wait for the fragrance to blend well before making it that way. You got to know how to mix fragrances and let it sit for a while to mature. I bet she doesn't know about none of that, but Obia may knows. But Miss Buddy, she ain't making the product. It's Obia making the product. So what are we doing? That's what you call private labeling and reselling.
Wow.
See, Obia is charging her a certain price to make certain amounts of products and the quantities involved and the size, if it's going to be in ounces or pounds. All of that comes together that she has to add up that Melody got to pay to her. And then Melody recuperates it by selling it on her TikTok or when she's talking with her friends, selling it online, which is a little bit dangerous as an entrepreneur. It's because it's like you're kicking out more than what you're getting back. And that's not how it rolls.
You just
When you're
said
an
a word.
entrepreneur.
She kicking out more than what she's getting back, and that's what happened last weekend.
She
And I
better
shouldn't
off.
be laughing
She
about
better
it.
off renting a kiosk. What she should do to recuperate for money, go to the mall.
And
Go and get a
that's a
kiosk
good
at the
idea.
mall. Go and get a kiosk at the mall. It may cost more during November and December during holiday time, but at least you're paying just the booth. You don't have to worry about no light bill or none of that at the mall. Then you meet so many different people, give out little samples and things, show good customer service.
That's right, lady. All is alleged. So allegedly. I know I've been flipping off, but yeah, allegedly.
But see,
Allegedly.
a good product that she could get in, I think it's a low cost because I used to do it for years. You could start out with $500 doing it. And that's the roll-on perfumes, the designer type fragrances, baby. You could get that going, get the insurance coverage, pay that. Get you a nice website. If it's going to be Etsy or Shopify, is what you can afford. You know, that
She
really
can become an Avon sales rep. It's easy to get in that.
Yeah, I used to do Avon.
I did
Let's
too.
talk about it now. Avon, them skin so soft, baby. You talking about a good money maker right there. That skin so soft. I still sells it from time to time.
Do that.
Now, what I like about Avon, at one time, they will let you have a little Avon shop. But if you got the money to get it in big amounts of the products and stuff, you could do it at the mall or in your own place of business. They'll let you sell the product and you make your money that way.
Or at a flea market.
Absolutely, a flea market.
What you thinking? Because when they had the first Black Expo event, why didn't she do a booth there?
That tells you something.
I don't have any other female.
Well, guys, look, we're gonna stick a pin in it for now because we done
Right.
did 3 hours. And you know when my girl, country girl, come on, says another great live, unapologetic, real talk. Sugar Brown 37, Davita James. I mean, this was a great live, guys. And you got look, you guys got to come back, okay?
Oh,
You guys got to
definitely.
come
I
back
love
because
this.
you made it interesting, very
Are
interesting.
are you on Instagram, Queen Brown?
No, I'm not. I gave up Facebook and all that. I just do YouTube. I don't even have a TikTok.
Oh, I
Well,
love your perspective on what
yes,
you're
me
speaking
too.
of.
And all the while she been holding all that in the chat room. Sugar Brown, girl, you should have been on this panel. I mean, girl, you are very informative. I mean, speaks well, everything.
I don't
Look,
have
you
time for the doxing.
well, you are welcome to come anytime on here. So look, guys, we done went in out 3 hours. I'm gonna go ahead and jump on to Miss where I'm at. I am on Speak with Your Girl Marcella. Okay, she's dropping some gems. Okay, so
Oh,
guys,
tell
make
I'm
sure
on
you
my
go.
way over there.
Me
Yes, make
too.
sure you yes, go ahead and head it over there to Miss Marcella. She even showed the picture of this guy that Melody's security her security guard
Oh my
showed that he
God.
is married with a wife, a whole
Yep.
wife. Yeah, she showed the picture. So guys, everybody make sure you go and jump on to Miss Marcella's live, okay? Because that's how we do it over here, okay?
Okay,
All
So
guys.
right.
I
thank
Thank
love
you
you,
y'all,
very, very much.
ladies.
ladies.
God
Thank
And
you,
you
bless
guys
ladies.
y'all.
are welcome anytime, okay?
Okay. Thank you.
All right,
God
be
bless
All right.
blessed.
y'all.
Bye
All
bye.
righty. Yes, yes, guys, a great live. So what we're gonna do now, we're gonna go ahead and we're going to jump over there to Miss Marcella because she is dropping those gems. So guys, be blessed. Every last one of them that came in the chat room, guys, y'all made it. I mean, y'all turned it up a notch. Y'all showed up and showed out. Okay, so be blessed. Let me see what Temper says. Let me see what Temper said. Country girls say thank everyone for coming over. So guys, look, I mean, so many people came in. Temper said we can't forget the R&B. Okay, she's talking about what's going on in Los Angeles. So guys, be blessed and you all enjoy the rest of your day, and thank you for making this another great live. So be blessed. All right.